Things are getting intense, using up my sixth sense. Thought you had us figured, I can't use me at your expense. They be on that pretense, we be on self-defense. Left you in the past tense, you could keep your 2 cents. I don't wanna be another target on a head list. All my people running around the city like some misfits. So I'm steady praying for my brothers like a wish list. Can I trust a soul? They gon' turn on you the quickest. Damn, there's so much going on in this world we call our home. They been looting and protesting, trying to get it for our home. Ain't nobody got us like we got us. Streets is in a frenzy, you see the riots. Stand up for a cause, or you die for one of yours. Ain't no universal laws, they just wanna sabotage. Rolling with my entourage, and they tell us be safe. But they got our hands behind us while we down up on our face. It don't make no sense, no. It felt like a death, no. How we supposed to raise our sons, how we supposed to get through. Feeling really stressful, years of being dreadful. How could we be careful when we ain't really careful? Therefore, all the youths need a good mentor, yes Lord. All the years, this the shit we endure, there's no cure. All the cops screaming fucking 10-4, what for? Government always trying to send, so we at war. Yeah, we black, but we really called Moors, born poor. All we care about is Jordan Concords, looting stores. Why you taking things that's not yours? Oh boy, that ain't no way yet on the George Floyd. Stay on point, half America is really unemployed. We annoyed, killing people, it's a state of paranoia. Can't avoid it, all these businesses burned down and destroyed. No insurance, think my people kinda missing what's important. Yeah, standing for your rights, yeah, we putting up a fight. They don't want us out at night, so they gave us curfew. It's like jumping out the plane with no fucking parachute. Don't shoot, hands up, but they still gon' do it. Huey Newton probably like, man, what y'all niggas doing? Need to come together, all of us, and start a revolution. Yeah, discover more solutions, overthrow the Constitution, stop the looting, stop the shooting. We've been living in confusion. Things are getting intense, using up my sixth sense. Thought you had us figured, I can't use me at your expense. They be on that pretense, we be on self-defense. Left you in the past tense, you could keep your 2 cents. I don't wanna be another target on a head list. All my people running around the city like some misfits. So I'm steady praying for my brothers like a wish list. Can I trust a soul? They gon' turn on you the quickest.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Let's get things started, shall we? Let's give it a couple of minutes. Let me double check here. I don't think we're on Facebook this morning. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let me double check here. I know we're on YouTube, Spreaker. Tune in this morning. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here. To my audio folks, you've been here for a good 10 minutes. I appreciate you. Let's get the show started. I learned this week that some black people have lost their damn minds. From Monique to Bill Cosby, it's been quite a week. Before we get started, though, I want to start with some news that perhaps you're not aware of. Have you heard about the phenom? Like, people calling her like the next FloJo. Her name is Sha'Carri Richardson. Have you heard the latest? Now, just last week she qualified, at least in the 100-meter dash, for the Tokyo Olympics. Well, that's all in jeopardy. It's being reported that she failed a drug test and could miss the Olympics. She got a really interesting story about her birth mother passing away and just growing up with a lot of difficulties. And it seemed that she had overcame over all of that. And I think a lot of people are very happy for her. Very happy for her. She got a lot of talent. She is blazing fast. And she's blazing fast. And she has really taken the world by storm, especially the track and field world. Sports is a part of our culture, and she's been heavily promoted. And I watched a couple of her races on YouTube. Man, she is a hell of an athlete. That's the best compliment I can give her. She's a hell of an athlete. Well, it's been reported that she failed a blood test. The World Anti-Doping Agency, which the U.S. track and field team follows, they banned cannabis. And testing positive for a performance-enhancing drug could lead to a 4-year suspension. But one used for recreational use could be between 1 and 3 months, meaning that she could miss the Tokyo Olympics for the weed man, as Stephen A. might say. I was talking to the wifey about it last night. I get it. Human frailty. I 100% understand it. I'm not perfect. I made every kind of mistake you can imagine. I most recently made a mistake that, oh man, is really bothering me. But it happens at every age. How old is Sha'Carri Richardson? What is she in how old is she? Anybody know real quick? Hold on, look this up. Sha'Carri Richardson. How old is she? I want to know. 21 years old. So at 21 years old, her brain isn't fully developed. The big old Doogie Howser, big brain, brainiac, super intelligent people that get paid to research these kind of things. What they've told us is that the human brain is not fully developed until you're 25 years of age. So at 21, her brain ain't even fully developed, even though her body and her skills might be. So I would look at that differently. I could see if it would be different if she was like 35, 40. At that point, you're a grown person. It's just some things you're supposed to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some mistake. We all make mistakes, but there's certain mistakes that as a man in my 40s, I'll never make that I made in my 20s because I'm grown now. I know better. I know what the outcome's going to be. So I got a lot of sympathy for this system, man. I really do. But at the same time, it's like, you really going to throw all this hard work you put in away for some marijuana? Now, of course, she's got a lot of stuff she's dealing with. It's been heavily publicized. And she tweeted, when she tweeted this? She tweeted this back on July 1st, which is yesterday at 1:22 p.m. I am human. And she's right. She is human. She is human. And I get it. Humans make mistakes. But humans also can learn from their mistakes and can weigh the pros and cons of situations. It's like, it just ain't worth it. All that, you're going to miss the Olympics. They only come around once a fucking year. You're going to miss the Olympics for some marijuana? You couldn't just get you some Boone's Farm? I'm again, people make mistakes. Everything we a human frailty, the whole 9 yards. But like, the Olympics come around once. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. You get an Olympic gold medal, you can parlay that into a whole new lifestyle for the rest of your life. You're going to give that up for some marijuana? Things happen, though. Sometimes people are dealing with pain. They want to desensitize the pain by doing things. But it's like, and again, I give her nothing but latitude because she's 21. I'm 21. Her brain isn't fully developed. So I give her full latitude on this. I guess the moral of the story is for the growner folks out here. Weigh the pros and cons. Weigh the pros and cons. Think it all the way through. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm going to tell you the biggest, this is what I found. I could be wrong about this, but in my opinion, the most attractive pitfalls are always pleasurable. They always got pleasure with them. For people that believe in the devil, if you believe in the devil don't entice you. I don't think anyway. I never talked to him, but he don't entice you with stuff he always entices you with something that feels good. Human frailty. Human frailty. Damn, Sha'Carri. So I hope this all turns out for her. I mean, if it was just a little joint, let the woman run. Let her live her best life. It's being reported that she's set to miss the Olympics. Now she really gonna want to smoke or drink or eat. You got edibles out here. However she took the marijuana. I just don't see it, man. I can't say what I would do, but for me, if I was in that position and I'm about to win, I got a chance to go to the Olympics, I can't be enticed by little things like that. It just can't happen. I just know myself. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, I'm a grown man. I'm in my 40s, so there's just certain things that I would never do in my 20s, right? It's just certain mistakes you just don't make anymore in some cases, right? But I thought that was a very, very sad story. I know everybody has been following that story, and she is a tremendous talent, tremendous athlete. I mean, she's so dope that she might miss these Olympics, come back in 4 years and dominate. Dominate. I hope she does. I wish her the best. I really do. That's just here it is right here. That's her tweet. I am human. I am human. I mean, I get it. Everybody's human. But humans have to be smart about the shit they do. I just can't see it, man. I mean, this has been a goal for her for probably multiple years. You gonna give all that up for some marijuana? You can't do that after the Olympics with a gold medal? Now, if that's what you into and you like smoking and stuff, that's a reason to smoke. Now you got something to celebrate for. You got a gold medal. That's when you do that, hanging out with Drake. Again, it is what it is at this point. I was looking forward to her dominating, no doubt about it. She was going to dominate, and I hope they work this out. Now, whoever's palms you got to grease to make this happen, make it happen. Then I hope they do that. Hope they do that. Because I was looking forward to her. She dominated the women's field here in the United States. It wasn't even close. There was no doubt about who the top dog, so to speak, was. It was Sha'Carri Richardson. And athletes step up to the biggest moments. I have no doubt that she could have shattered a world record. No doubt about it. In that moment, the world is watching gold medal time. It's the final event in Tokyo. Coming from where she came from for marijuana. I blame Snoop. Damn Snoop. Damn Chronic album. That's who I blame. What's wrong with you out here? 513-873-7134. So she's set to miss the Olympic Games in Tokyo, just so you know. Damn. The media is saying that her tweet was cryptic. It ain't cryptic. What she's saying is, oops, my bad. Damn, y'all, I let everybody down. I'm sorry. But you know what? The number one person she let down, you know who that is? It was herself. That's the number one person. I don't know. Like, I find it more difficult to forgive myself for the things that I've done than to forgive other people for the things they've done. Am I alone in that? Because I'm like, yo, I'm an intelligent person. Why am I doing this dumb ish? What the hell I do to what? Like I said, life is going to throw you pitfalls, hurdles. You're going to be enticed. Yeah. Grass is greener. Grass is green. You're going to deal with all of that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just take one hit. Just take one hit. Life, peer pressure, just being human. You're going to deal with all of that. The last thing you effing want to do is slip on your own banana peels, right? You don't want to put a banana in your own tailpipe. But we do that. And when you do it, you say, I'm human. That's what people do. And it's right. She's right about that. So I feel for the sister. I know she feels terrible because from what I understand about her background and where she's coming from, that she was about to change the whole paradigm for everybody. Everybody in the family about to come up. And now she's let everybody in the family down. So I know she feels terrible about that. But I wanted to share that with you because I feel terrible, man. I want her to go dominate and live her best life. And I hope not. And I'm just fascinated by athletes, man. I mean, it's just that physical intelligence. If you looked at her body, and I'm not saying this in like a sexual kind of way, but she is an athlete, an elite athlete. And all these over the years, every 4 years, all these Olympic athletes go and manage to get through the whole process without smoking or ingesting marijuana. Why can't you, sis? It's just not that serious. It just really isn't that serious. And just so she could have a moment being whatever she wanted to feel. And she probably is feeling anxiety. She's probably feeling like the heavy weight of, like I said before, she had the opportunity to change everything in everybody's family. Everybody in her family was going to eat off of this. Potentially. And now she probably felt that weight and wanted to escape it for a little while, but Damn. Not good. I hate talking about this, quite honestly. The real question is, well, not a real question, but a question is, should the use of marijuana even be banned in competition? Should even be banned in competition. 21 years old, major blow to the U.S. track team. And she was looked upon as a genuine gold medal contender. I don't think anybody was going to beat her. And we shall see. Now, the minimum suspension length is 60 days if an athlete can prove that their marijuana use was unrelated to sports performance, and they agreed to take a substance abuse treatment program. So there is light at the end of the tunnel here now. It's not over. She could just get the minimum 30 days, boom, agree to do whatever they asking her to do, and then she can still go to the Olympics and live her best life. And you know how it works. If she go to the Olympics, no matter what happened in the past, and win glory for America, and then play those cards right, baby girl will be set. She'll be set. So this is not gonna break. This is not something that has to break her. There is light at the end of the tunnel. I hope she just gets the 30 days, does a little treatment program, and then boom, she right back out there dominating. Who is that? That's Sha'Carri Richardson. And then whatever happens after that, fame and fortune, whatever. She got a real she came up from, grinding. She wasn't born with a silver spoon in her mouth. Speaking of which, if you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth, more than likely, you're not going to like this show. I know some new subscribers came in on the audio side of things in the last couple of weeks. I want to speak directly to my new followers and subscribers there. I appreciate you. And because I've seen those numbers they're going up, but fluctuating a bit. And I already know what it is. Like, if you like a silver spooner, you ain't going to like this show. This show ain't about you. I don't have that perspective. I didn't grow up that way. That's not who I am. If you had to work for everything you've had in your life, if you've had to jump over pitfalls and hurdles, if you had to deal with some real issues in your life, but you still out here on some excellence type ish, then you'll like this show. You'll like this show. This show is for you. If you think the world is perfect and we just got a few little minor problems, you're probably not going to like this show. This show ain't really for you. You're going to be like, what is he talking about? He's tripping. You're not going to like this show. I get it. If you realize that the world's a beautiful place, but yet we got some huge issues to deal with, especially when it comes to melanated people around the country and the globe, then you'll probably jive with what I have to share with you. I'm just telling you, don't even got to waste your time. We just keep on moving. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna like my flows. You're not gonna identify with me. You're not gonna feel me whatsoever. If you had to pull yourself up from the mud, if you had to, think your way to where you are and work your way to where you are, then you're more than likely, be somebody who can get into the show. Hold on one second here. I got to take care of something. Don't go anywhere. Just saw something just whiz past me. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Wait. We got to do this real quick.
Go hard, or go home. 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 Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home.
All right. Sorry about that. I'm like something. You don't need to know all of that. So, like I was saying, if you had to pull yourself up from the mud and sling and fight for everything that you have and everything that you want, then you can identify with me. You know what I'm saying? But if not, then you might find it difficult. Good morning to you. 513-873-7134. That is the number. So yesterday had some technical difficulties with the Is It Just Me podcast, and Donnie ended up going just straight live from the Is It Just Me podcast group. If you want to connect with her directly, follow her there. And I was very interested from a lawyer's perspective and a black female lawyer's perspective what she thought about Bill Cosby. And I've gotten to know her a lot better, but again, you can never really predict how people are going to feel about something. But when I heard her flow about it, I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised. Bill Cosby, we learned this week, is a damn creep again. And I don't give a damn what the little minor technicality, or I won't say minor, it actually was major because it led to him being released, but the procedural technicality that allowed him to be released, and now he's free now. Don't change the fact that the man is a serial rapist. He's a creep. Got people out here clapping for him. Timberland and other folks, Felicia Rashad out here talking about congratulations and all. Ain't nothing to be happy about. We didn't win a damn thing. All a predator just got released back into the public. That's it. And I wouldn't be surprised if he does it again, quite honestly. I wouldn't be surprised of Bill Cosby's fake ass. This fake ass, I'm blind. All of a sudden you can see, huh? I told you it was fake. A predator got released back into the public, and you got people out here clapping. Oh, well, we got to do the right thing. And just stop all of that. Simple as that. Some black people have lost their damn minds. It all came out again this week. This Bill Cosby story. Like people out here like, oh yeah, my brother coming home. Who's happy about this? Who should be happy? I'll say it again. Bill Cosby got exactly, really he didn't. He really deserved more time, but he got exactly what he deserved. He deserved to go to prison for what he did. And he deserved to be released for what the prosecution did. Well, no, for all we know, it could have been a setup so he can get out. Some Illuminati setup or something. I don't know. I'm playing with you on that one. But it was so interesting just to gauge people's responses. People in here getting all intellectual with it. Yeah, but the law. I don't give a damn about no law. You mean the same laws in which said that you was less than a human, less than a white man? It's always interesting to me when I hear people arguing that. But okay, I could play that game too. I thought that Donnie made some interesting points to like Bill Cosby had the opportunity to plead the fifth, which I hadn't even thought of because I'm not a lawyer. That's why she's got the expertise. Excellent point. Bill Cosby didn't get railroaded because if he didn't have anything incriminating to say and or didn't do anything incriminating, he wouldn't have been incriminated. He's a very wealthy black man, which means he's damn near a white guy. So he's going to get the best defense possible, the best team of lawyers and press release individuals and media specialists to make him look good possible. And he got that. And yeah, you got folks out here caping talking about what the Fifth Amendment. You damn know damn Fifth Amendment? A rapist was released back into the public, and he'll probably do it again. He's probably sitting in jail like, I can't wait to get out so I can drug me another woman so I can feel that feeling again. It's what it is. It's what it is. And I'm glad, hopefully people, I'm going to do what I can to sort of, I won't say clean up, but clean up that video because she did like 2 different videos and it dropped. I'm going to put it all together and put it out there so people can hear it. Maybe they'll listen to her. They don't want to listen to me. She got the law degree. Maybe they'll listen to her. The man's a creep. And then you got some black folks out here that's so caught up. And again, it's a great thing to be caught up with, but they so caught up. Again, it's just another effect of racism and slavery and all the isms, right? You got some black folks out here that is so caught up with the black-ish, they can't even see right for right and wrong for wrong. Them white women, it was black women that was caught up in this as well. They was convicted for what he did with a white woman. Somebody called in yesterday, wrong information. It was like, yeah, she went back. She didn't go back. She didn't have sex with him multiple times. It was just one time. I checked. It's crazy. Some black people have lost their damn minds. And we learned it. Nobody should clap for Bill. He got out. Okay, well, the system's correcting itself. And we want the system to work properly, right? But don't think for a second that because the system worked properly for Bill, it's going to work the same way for you. Bill got $400 million in the bank. If you're a broke black person, your ass, you just at the subject of the mercy of the universe, and maybe the Innocence Project might look at your case. Maybe. Nobody should clap for this, man. System got it right. They got it right. They corrected themselves. Okay, great. There's still some gray area as to whether that was the proper decision or not. There's a debate there. It wasn't a unanimous decision. But a rapist is in the public now. Again, I guarantee you, He's going to do it again. Mark my words. You heard it here first. All of a sudden, I can see. Yeah, huh? You could always see. And we'll see what happens. Mark my words. I don't want it to happen because that means that somebody's going to be victimized. I do not want that to happen, but I would not be surprised if Bill Cosby gets caught up again, because once a serial rapist, if that was his pattern of pleasure for 30, 40 years, what makes you think the last 3 years in prison is going to stop that? He ain't stopping. He's going to do it again. Because that's what they do. That's what predators do. You know what I'm saying? A lion don't change. Well, a leopard don't change his spots. You are who you are no matter where you go, homie. Jay-Z said that. Must be true. Because Jay-Z said it. Good morning to you. 513-873-7134. Jason Johnson for the Griot writes, Bill Cosby is not your father and never was. Shayna Penrock from the Griot writes, not my auntie, how some older black women fail black women and girls. She was talking about Felicia Rashad and Monique. We started the week talking about Monique body shaming people, posting images of women she don't know, talking about, this is my example. I ain't shaming nobody, which means I'm shaming you. Body shaming this woman because of how she was dressed in a damn airport. Don't know this woman. Don't care about this woman. You ain't dropping off no money for no wardrobe. You just gonna use her in your tired ass diatribe. And people was caping for her. Oh, she do look terrible. Huh? My mom told me never leave like that. Well, then don't leave the house like that. Comparing how we should look at adults with children. Well, Nate, somebody asked me this. It was most I just shook my head. Somebody was like, well, Nate, you know you wouldn't let your daughter leave the house like that. So now we comparing my 16-year-old daughter to what appears to be a 30-some-year-old woman. That makes sense. It's that plantation mentality. Again, some black people have lost their damn minds. And I'm here to get you back on the path of common sense and logic and reason. That's why BLGOD put me here. We must discuss it. Now, in the city of Cincinnati yesterday, as I understand, let me check this out. There was a big meeting. We got a series of big meetings in Cincinnati. That's all we do is have big meetings. Had a big meeting over in Westwood talking about the crime. Citizen and civic leaders talk public safety in Westwood. A movement, not a moment. Okay. I thought about going. Then I said, I ain't going to that nonsense. That's just me. Now, the issue isn't nonsense, but I don't want to be a part of a person running for city councils like Bessie Sunderman put this all together. I'm sorry. We'll see what comes out of it. But I don't really think highly of Bessie Sunderman. I don't think she really care about crime in Westwood, quite honestly. I don't think she give a damn whatsoever. I think the only reason why she's doing this is because she wants to run for re-election. That's the only reason I think she's doing this. Other than that, I don't think she cares one bit. We gotta do something. Yeah, let's have a meeting in Westwood. But if something comes good out of it, great. Some good comes out of it, great. And connecting people and citizens with civic leaders is a good thing. I must say that. But I can't do that. That was over at the auditorium of the Mad Cat Education Center. You ever seen the Mad Cat puppets? They do great work. I used to work with them many years ago. They do great work. Very entertaining. Children love them. So so I just think I just couldn't be a part. I don't want to be a part of that because I don't feel like it's authentic. So hopefully something good will come out of it. I applaud her if in fact it's an authentic thing. But to me, it just feels like, oh, we running for election soon. Gotta do something. Let's go to the phone, shall we? Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Nathan. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well today, Fame. How are you, brother?
I'm outstanding. And I am enriched and ennobled.
Same here.
By your presence.
Same here, brother.
Except for that noise you was talking yesterday.
Same here, brother.
And you're still talking it, and you're still talking it today. You need to let it go.
Didn't Donnie set you straight yesterday?
Nah, I set her straight. I got her together. Got her together. She questioned her life. Donnie about to quit her practice and go be a damn counselor.
Nah.
I got her together.
No, I don't think
you know
so.
What I'm saying?
No, I don't think so.
I got her together.
No, I think she put them paws on you.
She was out there talking about wearing weed.
Nah. She had you all turned around.
On her. No, I had her.
You don't even make. You stopped making sense, bro. She had to let it go.
I would say I had her turned around, but you got ignorant choppers that'll put the sexual connotation on it, so I ain't going there. I'll whoop her mother flipping.
Yeah.
Now.
Nah,
okay,
not even close.
That's why you
got to the point where she had to end the conversation and move to another call because you weren't making no damn sense. It was real bad, bro.
I could not hear her.
It was real bad.
I could not hear her. I couldn't hear her, and I was still splitting her wig.
We can hear you.
Okay, that's fine. Maybe she didn't turn the volume up on her speaker. I don't know. But I didn't
hear you, and it wasn't good, bro.
I didn't really call to talk about Bill Cosby. I said my piece.
Yeah.
But I'm called to talk about Sha'Carri Richardson.
Yeah.
I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted. That girl was set up. 2 weeks ago, I tweeted that. I said, so we just gonna let a black girl run in the Olympics with orange hair? After all that bonnet fuss, after all that fuss about bonnets, we just gonna let this girl run in the Olympics with orange hair?
I don't see what.
And they took her out. They took her right out with this drug test. That's the third black female Olympian they targeted this year.
Who is they?
Her, the IOC, and the people that run the damn U.S. Olympics.
The IOC didn't make her smoke indoor eat edibles. They didn't make her do that.
No,
she did that.
Are you gonna let me finish? Let me finish. I'm disgusted at her. Listen, I'm disgusted at her for even falling for it. I'm disgusted at the people around her for not having her do better, for not helping her do better. The Olympics are amateurs, but at the same time, you're running it. The sexy events are the 100 meters, the 4x1, boxing, and basketball, and those are the ones that black folks dominate. For her to go out there, but listen, this is the third black female they've taken out this year already. Her, the girl with the baby, and the girl who didn't want to wear the flag. That's the third black female that the U.S. has taken out this year already. This is a setup. They don't want that black girl running with orange hair and looking like an asshole.
I don't believe it.
You ain't got to believe it. You don't believe in black people. You've already stated that. You've already stated how you don't believe in black people. That's why you want to see Bill Cosby go out.
Now you're talking nonsense. Now you're talking straight nonsense.
I'm just saying. Hey, I'm just saying.
I'm just correcting.
I'm just noticing a pattern. 3 black females have gotten taken out of the Olympics already. And the Olympics ain't even started yet. Venus and Serena, they're not going to win because they're old now. They used to go out there and dominate the doubles. They're not going to win that now because they're old. They ain't got to worry about them. But these 3 next generation black girls with attitude, single moms, they ain't having it. They don't want that on the world stage. You know what I'm saying? We ain't never. If you're a professional athlete,
so it's a conspiracy.
It's a goddamn conspiracy. Marijuana smoke. If you're an athlete performing on that type of level, marijuana don't help you at all. Matter of fact, it's the worst thing you need to be doing.
It can help you relax and focus.
It help you relax and focus, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Absolutely.
Really? Do sprinters need to relax and focus, or do they need to just get their ass to 100 meters in 10.6 seconds?
Yes, sprinters need to relax and focus. They do.
No, they don't. Carl Lewis was a known doper and never got caught. Why? They love that image of an effeminate black man on the world stage. The effeminate American black man. He was a known doper. He was never busted, though. I'm trying to tell you.
Which means he wasn't a known doper. What are you talking about?
Watch that.
Now you're bringing stuff up that nobody ever heard of before.
Go watch that 30 for 30 about the 1988 100-meter race.
Okay.
With him, Ben Johnson, was another American. Carl Lewis tested positive. They covered it. And now we got this chick after FloJo. After FloJo had her flamboyance out there, they're like, no, we're not having a FloJo part 2 out there wearing weave, long ass nails. You know, to them it looks like a hooligan. It's just an image America doesn't want to see.
I disagree with you completely.
Okay, well, that's because you don't like black people. That's why you was mad Bill Cosby got out. You don't support black women.
I was mad Bill Cosby got out because a rapist is free in the public now. So think what you want. But I disagree with you. I think they, as in the IOC, care more about the image of Americans holding up the gold medal than they do whether their hair is long or their fingernails long and their hair is a different color. Nobody cares about that. And then think about FloJo. FloJo, she had long fingernails.
Yeah, they let that one slide.
Oh, they let that one slide.
They're not going to have a repeat of it. Just like they're not about to have a repeat of John. Just like they're not about to have a repeat of John Smith or John Carlos and Tommy Smith. The young lady that decided she wasn't going to be holding the flag and stuff, didn't want no part of it. They pulled up old pictures of her donning the flag on her back and everything. And now they're trying to say she's anti-American. All of a sudden, they don't want her to run. This is not a coincidence. These are 3 black women in a week.
It's dangerous.
You just talking about the sexy story. You don't know about the other 2.
Yeah, that's not my point, but it's dangerous. And I'm glad you called it and said this, though.
What's dangerous? I'm
gonna tell you. I'm glad you called up and said this, though, because it fits the title of today's show. Some black people have lost their damn mind. You done lost your damn mind.
You've been lost.
You done lost your damn mind. You lost your damn mind.
You ain't even a black man no more.
They did this
You're
to
a
her.
Democrat.
At some point, we gotta be responsible for our own actions, bro. Same thing with Bill Cosby. They did this to Bill Cosby. No, Bill Cosby did that to Bill Cosby. Sha'Carri Richardson.
2 hours.
They did this to Sha'Carri Richardson. No, she did that to herself. Okay. Period.
Okay. I just don't think it's a coincidence that 3 black women in a week has caught the ire of the Olympic Committee. I don't think that's a coincidence.
I don't think that's ire that Sha'Carri Richardson caught. If she tested positive, she tested positive. Those are the rules. Simple as that.
For weed.
I'm just saying.
What the damn do?
Hey, those are the rules. Those are the rules.
Really?
Period. Yeah, those are the rules.
As a sprinter.
Yes.
As a sprinter, if you're smoking weed, hey, don't do that no more. Go get to the Olympics.
I think it's minor to me. But if those are the rules and she ends up missing the Olympics, she only has one person to blame.
Well, she's got to suffer the punishment, but I guarantee you her test was a little more strenuous than everybody else's.
Do you have any evidence to support that?
You, they were looking for, 500 goddamn years.
Oh, 500 goddamn years. So you don't have no evidence. The only person she has to blame for this, if in fact it's true, is herself. Period.
Okay, well, I don't want to. Okay, well, I brought you the argument that there were 2 other black women who've drawn the ire of the Olympic Committee. Don't bring it up no more. Since you're saying it's everybody's your own fault, it's old girl's fault for having a damn baby, for being a single mom. Blame her, right?
Now you're running with it. I'm talking about Sha'Carri Richardson.
Oh, no. You want to talk some shit? Let's talk some shit. Come on, let's talk it all. Blame her. She's a stank. She's a dirty ass tramp out here spreading her legs for anybody trying to be an athlete. Blame her, right?
If that's what you say. I ain't even I don't even know what you're talking about, bro. Like I said, I'm talking about Sha'Carri Richardson. All these other examples you're bringing up are irrelevant to my point. They're irrelevant to me.
They're very relevant to the point because
they have nothing to do with Sha'Carri Richardson whatsoever.
Sha'Carri Richardson is a black woman just like them on the Olympic team.
And
they've drawn ire.
And she didn't draw ire. She failed a drug test. 2 different things.
Okay, I'm sorry. Failing a drug test is not going to make somebody mad. I guess. I don't know.
It ain't about them being mad. She failed a drug test. Simple as that.
Yeah. and the other girl was mad, and they mad at
I
the
don't
other
give a damn
girl.
about the
She
other girl. I don't
drawing
even know what
their
you're
eye.
talking about, bro. It's irrelevant to the point.
Because you didn't research the story. If
Because
you
that's not the
research
story I'm
you will
talking
see that there
about.
were 3
That's
black
the
women
story
that
you
are
brought
being.
up.
Okay. All
Why
right.
would I research the story?
Listen. You listen. You've already shown that you're a Democrat. You don't like black people anymore.
You sound ridiculous, man.
The Democrats done turned you against black men. That's why you're so mad that people are in support of Bill Cosby. Because the Democrats hate black men.
Yep, and you hate black women. So
They
we two
hate
peas in the
straight
pot.
black. I hate
You
black
hate
women.
black
And
women. Anybody that would
I'm sitting here
K4
arguing the
and make
marriage for 3 of
anybody
them.
that would
What the
make
hell are
Ray
you talking
Caruth a
about?
hero hates black women. So you hate black
Ray
women.
Caruth is a hero.
In your mind,
Ray Caruth
I hate
is a
black
hero.
men. So we two peas
He
in
is
the
a
pot.
hero.
Anything else?
Ray Caruth is a hero. You said that,
Yeah,
not me.
he is a hero. Uh-huh.
I
And maybe
his endeavors to protect his property.
some deep chambers in hell, but to nobody but you is he a hero in this world.
I supported his endeavors to protect his assets.
Like I said,
that's all.
Some black people have lost their damn minds.
And I think you've lost yours, B. I think you've lost yours. You don't like black men anymore. You're a typical Democrat.
I don't like black men that talk that's lost their goddamn minds. You're right about that.
Everything black men do is their own fault. Right?
Sure it is.
Yeah,
Anything else?
Because you don't like black men anymore. Yeah. I ain't got nothing else except I did not enjoy myself. This phone call was not
I didn't want you
pleasurable.
to enjoy yourself. I didn't want you to enjoy yourself. You calling him with this nonsense, you're never going to enjoy yourself. So like I said, some black people have lost their damn minds, and Fame is on that list. Talking about they did it. Man, stop all of that. What evidence you got? 500 goddamn years. Please stop. Please stop. Nobody's responsible for their actions anymore. It's always somebody else. It's always somebody else. You know, the dirt you do, it's not you. It's because of somebody else. No. If in fact this is true and Sha'Carri Richardson decided to either eat some edibles or smoke some weed and she gets banned, it's unfortunate because I thought she was a shoo-in to win a gold medal and to transform her family's life and her own life. But she will only be able to blame herself. That's it. Same thing with Bill Cosby. Don't be talking about the Jewish mafia in Hollywood wanted to go after him. They didn't make him spend the last 20 years drugging women and have sex with them. They didn't make him do that. They didn't make her do it. He did that because that's what's inside of him. It's the predator inside of him. Deal with the facts. Stop blaming other people. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Mr. Ivy. This is your West Side Connection, Drop Squad 52, also known as the Black Not Democrat. How you doing, sir?
I'm absolutely fantastic.
Mr. Ivy, what is up with the alt middle? First, they kicked me out as an affiliate yesterday. Now they calling you, Nathan Ivy, a Black Not Democrat, anti-black. What is going on, sir?
Like I said, some black people have lost their damn minds.
Oh, shoot. Man, Nate, it started to become a toxic environment over there in the alt middle.
It's been toxic from day one.
Speaking of toxic environments, Politico headline, 22 sources say Kamala's VP office have become a toxic work environment. Have you seen that story, sir?
I'm looking it up right now. Not a healthy environment. Kamala Harris's office rife with dissent. There's dysfunction inside the VP's office, huh? Interesting.
Did you see what her press secretary Simone Sanders said?
No, I did not.
You should read that one.
No, I did not.
Oh, you should read. But anyway, Mr. Ivy, you remember how you loved during the Trump years, the media, you absolutely loved the drama in the Trump White House. Scandals, Omarosa's book. You was the first one. You was like, I love it. You know how you do it, Nate. I love it.
Yeah, I love all the books that was coming out during the Trump administration. Are you going to telling the truth about them? Yeah.
So are you going to review this book about the toxic environment that is the vice president's office? Because you remember her boss, Sleepy Joe, he said if anybody in his administration treats their staff or their people the wrong kind of way, he gonna fire them on the spot. You remember that? No, you probably
That was
don't.
Donald Trump who said that, right?
No, that was that. No, that was
Joe
President Biden.
Right.
President Biden said
I
that.
vaguely
Yeah.
remember it.
Yeah.
Vaguely. What's your point?
Right. My point is, Mr. Ivy, because we all know how the mainstream media is. They are not covering the Biden administration the same way they covered the Trump administration. But the fact that this story came out when it came out, and who wrote it, Politico, who you will agree is not a right wing outlet. You know, Politico is they're just not right wing. I'll put it that way. And some people are saying that this story was put out to knock Kamala down a few pegs because she is starting to make the Biden administration look bad and starting to make them second guess their pick of making her the VP. So, because you know how politics is, Mr. Ivy. And just like Fane Rothstein was talking about a conspiracy against Sha'Carri Richardson and Gwen, I forgot her last name, the black lady that protested, the athlete activist, and, talking about the big conspiracy. So some people are saying that the fact that this story is out, now we'll see if it's going to be covered, which I doubt, but the fact that Politico wrote it, some people are saying they're trying to take Kamala out, Mr. Ivy.
Hold on, let me get my prayers real quick. Lord, forgive me for my brash delivery. They know not what they say. Okay, so I want to caution you here because it sounds like you're making some comparisons, and I'm here to keep the record straight. It sounds like you're comparing. It sounds like you're comparing this story to the multitude of stories from multiple sources that we heard about the dysfunction in the Trump White House. And you do realize they're not the same, right?
Okay. What you said partially is true. Yes, I am bringing out the comparison, but the comparison is that Joe Biden, his administration has only been there for 5 months, Mr. Ivy. And we get this. This is the first thing we get. Ain't no inside fluff story about, how great it is and we get cookies every day. No.
I wouldn't want a story like that. See, I don't know how to take this.
I know you don't. That's why I brought it up.
Because you never know. You got some disgruntled employees out there that might have a problem with Kamala. Kamala might have a problem with people on her staff for legitimate reasons. I don't know. Mm-hmm. When a new captain comes in to run the ship, if they're doing their job right, everybody ain't gonna be happy.
Okay, but Mr. Ivy, if you allow me just to read this quick quote. Sure. It says, the handling of the border visit was the latest chaotic moment for a staff that's quickly becoming mired in chaotic moments. Harris's team is experiencing low morale, porous lines of communication, and diminished trust among aides and senior officials.
Says who?
So
this could be a biased
but Mr.
source.
Ivy,
the source could be somebody
Ivy,
that's got
it's
a problem
written by
with
Politico.
Kamala. So it's in Politico, but I'm saying Politico has to have a source. And it sounds like the
22.
source is okay.
22.
It sounds like the source is on Kamala's team. For all we know, Kamala could have came in and said, we're going to do it this way. We're going to do it this way. And in doing so, she stepped on some toes, but doing it in a legitimate way. Like I said, if I read that everything was about ice cream and holding hands, I wouldn't trust it. Sometimes when a new captain comes in to run the ship, you're going to have some people that have a problem with the new direction. So I don't know. But this in no way, wait, one more point. This in no way is in any way similar to the avalanche from multiple sources over years and years and years that reported about the dysfunction inside the Trump White House. And you said it started 5 months in. There was a guy named Michael Wolff who wrote a book after spending time during the whole campaign in like the first couple of months of the Trump administration that talked about the dysfunction. So I don't think they're the same. Let's wait and see if more stories come out. Let's see if it's multiple sources like it was with Trump.
Well, first of all, there are multiple sources, 22, And if you read what Simone Sanders said, Simone Sanders basically said that they were weak-willed staffers and who need to shut up.
And she said cowards.
Okay,
she
so
said it was
you
a
did
cowardice way
kind of.
for. She said that rather than going to the media, it's cowardice to go to the media and not go straight to the hierarchy, the leadership on the VP staff and deal with it that way. So, like I said, this story might have multiple sources, but Trump, there were multiple platforms, multiple investigations, multiple authors, multiple stories over years and years and years, bro. It's just not the same.
Okay, but see, again, this is what you bringing into my call. I didn't bring this up to compare Trump, White House to Biden. I just brought it up to say that it's already started. Okay. And they call this stuff the palace intrigue, the inside stuff that the average citizen don't give a damn about. But I'm just saying, Mr. Ivey, the fact that the past week of the things that Kamala Harris did when she went to Guatemala, how she got caught up. Okay, I'm sorry, Kamala Harris, how she got caught up because, again, Mr. Ivey, I'm from California, and she used to call herself Kamala. So that's a side note. But Kamala Harris had the messed up trip to Guatemala, getting to the source. She had the messed up post interviews about, I ain't been to Europe. And then when she said when she did go to the border, she went to El Paso instead of down in Laredo, Texas, where the main problem is. And then this is when the story comes out. That's what I'm saying, Mr. Ivey. This is how I see it as a political junkie. And if you want to compare it to the Trump White House, of course it's going to be different because I just told you the lamestream media covers Democrats different than how they cover Republicans.
I don't think they
let
do.
alone a Republican like Trump.
I don't think they do it all.
Well, okay. Well, again, Mr. Ivey,
the media
again,
made
look
Trump.
how.
Don't forget that. The only reason why, one of the major reasons why Trump won in 2016 was because he got so much free media publicity. CNN, MSNBC, they were all covering him. They were fascinated through that whole Republican primary process. And they gave him millions of dollars of free press. So you can't,
and what else? And what did they get?
Didn't support Trump.
I know,
they supported him straight to the White House.
But Mr. Ivey, what did the media get out of it?
That's not the point. The point is that the media supported
Mr.
Trump.
Ivey, see, stop. See, there you go. Don't act like it was a one-way street. The
That's
media got ratings. The media got ratings.
The media got Trump.
Advertising
so now you can't
dollars.
Say that the media was against him. They were never against him. They supported him all
I never
the way to the White House.
Would you stop putting words in my mouth, Mr. Radio Show host? You are very good at what you do, Mr. Ivey. I know who your idols are, sir. I know the tactics of talk radio. So I play along a lot because I love your show. And again, I'm not here to make Nathan Ivey look bad. But again, I'm just putting it out there. It's Friday. I ain't got no job. Oh, that's right. I'm retired. Drop Squad 52. Dropping science. And I still gonna give a shout out to the alt middle and their affiliates, even though they've been tripping. They've been tripping this
Have
week.
Some pride.
But
have some
they'll
pride.
come around, Mr. Ivey.
Have some pride.
Mr. Ivey, I did.
It's
Mr.
pride.
Ivey,
well,
I
we
didn't.
just left Pride Month. But damn, have some pride.
Mr. Ivey, I didn't ask to be in their group. They accepted me. If they want to get rid of me, I'm good with it.
Okay,
I'm gonna still do me.
Have some pride. You ain't supposed to want them. You should be like, man.
No.
Bump the alt middle.
See, Mr. Ivey, you sounded anti-black. I'm going to let you go, Mr. Ivey. I appreciate it. And I'm pretty sure you got Glenn from Mason on hold to try to gloss over this political story. But everybody, please be safe in them streets. Please be safe out there this weekend, this 4th of July. That's all I'm saying. Choppers, people listening, black, white, whatever. Just be safe in these streets because America be tripping. Peace out, people.
Peace out. Take it easy. That's Drop Squad 52. Black, not Democrat chiming in. Like I said, I don't know what's up with this Kamala Harris story. I don't know. Like I said, when you come in, you got a new captain running things. You got a new manager, director, whatever the case may be. Not everybody's going to get with the program. And humans will sometimes try to mess up the game. So I don't know what's going on. Let's wait and see. Let's see if there's more information that comes out, more stories like this from different sources over a length of period of time. And then I think that'll give us a more accurate assessment as to whether there's something really going on in Kamala Harris's office. But what I would say is, this might be a good thing for all we know. But let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Nathan, it's Tracy. How are you?
I'm doing great, Tracy. Good morning.
I got a question for Drop before I ask a favor of you. Drop, how long should the learning curve be for Kamala Harris? Because I don't see you or anybody else just walking into the position of VP and it being textbook and you just mastering it in 7 months, 6 months. I'm kind of curious how much grace he's going to give her. I guess it's 0 because, he's just coming in here slaying her because there's certain things that she's not doing. I don't know, but that's him. But I'm calling you, Nathan, to ask a little bit of a favor. Is it possible that you can get somebody on your show from MSD to see how long they plan to drag out this problem with the sewer system? And I'm sorry I'm going left on the topics today, but I was just really dumbfounded yesterday when I was looking at the news and I saw a boy who was like 12 or boat in Norwood because it was that much water in their streets. And then the other reason why I'm concerned is because I went into work yesterday. I worked down in Columbia, Tusculum, and I started to drive through Mount Lookout to go home, but God told me to go another way, and I did. And on the news, on the 11 o'clock news, the whole Mount Lookout Square by the Redmore was a swimming pool. And Hyde Park, there was some, water damage in Hyde Park to people's homes. And I'm just wondering, how long are people going to have to suffer in, Cincinnati, Hamilton County with this problem? Because when my son was at Roger Bacon, they had a hard rainfall one year, and they had some damage to their school, water getting in. So I'm just like, how long do we have to deal with this? Because somebody down there is really not taking care of the people. So I'm just wondering if you can get somebody on your show to tell us, what their plan of action is. Because I was just dumbfounded seeing that boy roll a boat, like he had a paddle and everything, going down his street because you couldn't walk through the water. So that's my little call today.
I appreciate it. I can do that. I will do that.
Okay, you have a good holiday weekend.
Yeah, you too. You too.
Bye.
And again, to everybody out there, if you support the 4th, or the 4th is just a time for you to maybe get a day off or something, it means nothing more than you than that. The Boy Scouts have reached an $850 million settlement with sex abuse victims. The Boy Scouts of America have reached a multi-million-dollar settlement with groups representing tens of thousands of men with sexual abuse claims. The settlement is supposed to, with the Coalition of Abused Scouts for Justice and 2 other groups, covers claims by 60,000 abuse survivors. 60,000? You can't believe in anything anymore. Catholic Church, we know about the abuses. The Boy Scout? The Black Church? Damn. Like, raise your hand if you were a Boy Scout. I was a Boy Scout. And I got kicked out the Boy Scouts. So I was a Boy Scout, and I can't remember. I think it was like some kind of after-school program my mother put me in. They had the Boy Scouts, and I was like, oh, the badges. It looks so cool, right? You get the badges. You can put them on your shirt and all that kind of stuff. Weebelows. I was a Weebelow, should I say. And then I lost contact with the Boy Scouts and then made contact with the Boy Scouts again. I remember I was so like into it, like, man, this could be cool. And I went over to, they had a Boy Scouts thing over in Walnut Hills, and it just didn't go well. I just wasn't welcome there. Let's put it that way. I ended up leaving. Like I say, even when I was a kid, man, I had a really profound, and still do, a really profound sense of right and wrong, and how when I'm being treated or mistreated, I always have done that. And as a kid, when I dealt with adults outside the family and I got a feeling that they were not treating me above board, I used to just go completely to the left. Like completely. I'm like, oh, word. Well, I'm gonna show you then. I'm gonna go all the way there with it. I don't know what that is about me or was about me. I guess I got a little bit of me that in me now. I still can. I'm still like that. Like the worst thing in the world to tell me to do or not to do is one of the worst things in the world you can ever do with me is to tell me not to do something. Like it's an ultimatum. And in most cases in my lifetime, what I found is even if it's something I don't want to do, I'm gonna end up doing it just because I'm like, I want to see what you're gonna do about it. A word, don't do something. Okay. That's exactly what I'm going to do. It's funny because yesterday I went back to my for the first time in years, it's been like 4 years. I went back to my regular doctor, right? Everybody during COVID has been doing everything virtually. And I met with him this week virtually, and he said, you haven't had blood work in a while. So I went to his office for the first time in a long time to get blood work. And it had been maybe a year and a half before COVID because I fell out with the phlebotomist. The phlebotomist is the person that takes your drugs, takes your blood, and they do all kind of like testing on it, cholesterol and all that kind of stuff. And this is a certain type of person that it's oil and water. I've always been like that. And it was my phlebotomist. I'll never forget it. Because I was thinking about it yesterday when I went in. I was like, I'm gonna have to check this woman again. And I have no problem with that. And we fell out many years ago because I've said it before, I got a little OCD in me, especially when it comes to my body. When it comes to my body, I'm very particular about making sure that things are clean and you ain't got no tainted needles. So what I do, and I do the same thing, it just brings me a little bit of comfort as a patient, is that I like to ask people questions. I'll ask them like, are you sure everything is clean? Just want to ask you. And I preface the conversation. I've done this since I can remember. It don't matter who it is, black, white, it don't matter where I'm at. I do the same thing because I need some comfortability before I allow you to inject me into this body. Everybody's different. And I remember I told this black woman like, hey, this ain't personal. I just need to hear the answer. Everything's clean, right? And 9 times out of 10 over the years with phlebotomists, they all like, hey, I completely understand. They put your mind at ease. And that's all I need to hear. Okay. I'm like, cool. That's what I'm looking for. This woman got an attitude about it. What you trying to say? You trying to say that I'm not clean? I'm like, no, ma'am, I'm not. As I explained to you, I've got a little issue. It's me, not you. I just need to ask this and just need to hear it. Me and this woman got into a big ass issue about it. And she told me, don't you say that to me again. Wrong thing to say to me. It's the wrong thing to say to me, right? Because if you tell me that, then it's almost irresistible to me. And then you can test it if you want to, but it's almost irresistible to me, in certain situations that I'm gonna do just that. So we got to a big old argument. It got loud. People was coming over, and this woman trying to tell me about myself, and I'm the patient. I'm the customer. And I'm just simply saying, hey, listen, before you take your hands and inject me, make sure you wash them. I ask phlebotomists to wash their hands in front of me. I do all of that. Now, you might say that's too much, but this is my body. You can do what you want to do when you go to the doctor. But when I go to the doctor, you just can't walk in there after doing whatever you've been doing and not wash your hands. I said the doctors, nurses, phlebotomists, surgeons, it don't matter. And again, 90% of the time, 99.9% of the time, I'm an asshole about my health, basically. I'm a straight asshole. I completely admit it. 99.9% of the time, they all like, oh, okay, yeah, forgot. Or, oh, surely. Or I was about to, whatever it is, usually nothing. But this black woman, right, she had this whole thing about this. We got into this big old argument. And this woman made the god awful mistake of telling me what not to say to her. So what did I do? In typical Nathan fashion, every time I went there, I would say something to her about it every single time. Even when I would go to see the doctor and I wasn't getting blood drawn, because I had to walk past her office where they would take the blood to get to his office, I put my head in and say, is it clean? She should get mad as hell. But I know, you might say it's childish. You might say I was wrong, but that's just me. And I love me some me. I'm tragically flawed. Okay. The last time I did it, She got super mad. Oh my God. She just don't know. You know what I'm saying? I might eat a couple punches from a woman, but you gonna get it right back. You know what I'm saying? If you that bold, you can get it straight back. And I was about to give her the business right there in the office. She getting all in her face and fingers and stuff. I had to report her the whole 9 yards. It was a whole big thing because I do that. I will sit outside the CEO's office for 6 months if I have to, just so I can talk to you about what happened. I do all of that. I'm just not the one. And we talking about my health, but it just reminded me of that. You know what I'm saying? It's just some things that shouldn't be done. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Let me back up here. I know. I've revealed that I'm tragically flawed, but I keep telling you, I'm a Virgo. That's how Virgos are. We can be that way. Dale writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Good morning to you. Dale writes, voting rights are virtually abolished. Yeah, the Supreme Court, the Supreme Court came down on the side of the Republicans in the case coming from Arizona, which I haven't read all the details, but I did surmise this, that their decision will make it more difficult for Democrats to challenge the Republicans in other states across the country. So what's the moral of the story? Elections matter. All these people run around like Hillary's just as bad as Trump. Thank you. Elections matter. I ain't gonna vote. You can't find some issue to vote on? My vote don't mind that. They gonna put who they want in there. They sure did in the Supreme Court. So now there is an overwhelming Republican majority, and for the next 30 years, 20, 25, 30 years. So there we gonna see more of this. I blame the smart dumb cats. Some people are so smart, they're dumb. They're dumb smart. Or as I put it, smart dumb. They're smart, they're intelligent, but they outsmarted themselves. And a lot of people have done that. So now we have a Supreme Court that tilts to the right. I know this looks to your left, but it's to my right. It tilts to the right. And we're going to see more of this. What can be done? And the Democrats don't, on the national level, the Congress level, don't have the chutzpah. They don't have the stones to do what needs to be done so they can get what they need through Congress. They ain't got it. They're afraid to go after the filibuster because of what the Republicans might do. Just when you got the spot, you got the spot. When you hot, you hot. You know what I'm saying? When you got the majority, you got the majority. Do whatever you got to do in that moment to make it happen. Democrats scared to death. Well, if we do this, what are the Republicans going to do if they take over? And their lack of movement is going to ensure that the Republicans are going to take over. Watch. Regina writes, good morning. Happy Friday. Kelly writes, good morning. We just heard from Tracy. She writes, hi. Brandy writes, good morning. Happy Friday, everybody. Nat writes, TGIF choppers. Dare writes, that's not performance enhancing drug. It's not. Regina writes 21. I missed that. Pat writes, good morning. Samantha writes, good morning, all. Jerome writes, TGIF, Nate and the Choppers. Nat writes, they've been testing for weed forever. This ain't new, right? A classy one writes, say no to drugs. Man, listen, ain't no way in the world. I'm 21 years old. I've been training for the last, all my life, since high school to make it to this level. I'm dominating the field. You think I'm going to get up, a few months before the Olympics for some weed? It won't happen. It's just not going to happen. There's not enough peer pressure in the world for me to give up what I can see that I can have for a moment. It just ain't going to happen. But again, she's 21, y'all. And if her brain ain't fully developed, even if her muscles are, even her muscles aren't fully developed. So she can get much faster, quite honestly. And we'll see. Terrence is in the house. He writes that she will miss at least a 100-meter. She can still be back in time to run the relay. J. Rose writes, hola, beautiful black people, and the others too. That's Jerica. What up, Jerica? Nat writes, that Jamaican sprinter, Shelly Ann Fraser Price, was going to be a problem for her anyway. But we deserve to see it. Caramel writes, good morning, Nathan. Good morning to you. A classy one writes, just continue to keep marijuana legal or illegal. Dare writes, you gonna put that on Snoop? I was just joking. I put it on her. Caramel writes, she let herself down. Ain't that the worst, man? I'm telling you, when you let yourself down or you do something dumb and you like, why the hell did I do that? That is the worst. I'm telling you, family, I'm dealing with a situation right now. And I look back like, what was I thinking? But you got to learn how to forgive yourself too. You got to learn how to forgive. Even in my 40s, I still make mistakes. And I'm talking about I made a humdinger, like a mistake that is on my mind. Like, what in the hell was I thinking? And typically, I don't make those kind of mistakes. It's been rare since I did something that dumb, but I'm human, right? I'm human. Oh, man. Let me see here. J-Ro writes, J-Ro's right, FYI, the IG post is covering your face. Yes, I knew it. Hopefully it's still not. Tanika writes, I've never smoked, but isn't marijuana a relaxer? Right, it helps you focus and relax. Yeah, some of the greatest hip-hop rhymes and probably some of the greatest lyrics of all time have been written by humans that were under the influence. That's just, and it can relax you. I can see Sha'Carri just needing to relax, like all the pressure of being an athlete, all the pressure of the expectations. Like expectations can be like a weight. It's like Atlas. It can be like a weight, and I can get it. I get it. Plus, she's 21, so I give her nothing but latitude on that. Deshauna writes, good morning, Nathan and all. Happy Friday. Stay safe and blessed. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Regina writes, who is Bill Cosby? You know who Bill Cosby is? Around these parts, we don't refer to him as Bill Cosby. He's Pill Cosby. Because he likes to give women pills. And some of y'all may have heard, if y'all missed the Is It Just Me podcast, go to find Donnie, Is It Just Me podcast Facebook group and watch it. She broke it down. She brought things to the conversation that I didn't even bring up. She made an excellent point. Nobody should be celebrating no damn Bill Cosby. He got out. The system corrected itself. But this man does not deserve to be celebrated. He does not deserve your love. He don't deserve none of that. He deserves to have his ass whooped. That's what he deserved. He got lucky. Because I say, it's some people, you do that to their relatives, and nothing in the world is going to stop them from getting their hands on you. And I'm one of them. Nothing in the world. Screw everything until I get my hands on you. You know what I'm saying? You can't stop a man that's willing to go to jail. If a man's willing to go to jail for his crime, you can't stop him. You can't stop him. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing you can do. And Bill is very, very lucky because he had a track record of doing this with all kind of people. He's a creep. People in here making legal arguments. But at the Fifth Circuit, the Fifth Amendment, and get the hell out of here. The man got out on a technicality, had nothing to do with the merit of the case. He is a rapist. Our society is less safe now that Bill Cosby is out. The community is less safe because he's going to do it again. Mark my words. He probably can't help himself. I got to do it. He's probably been sitting in jail for 3 years thinking about what he's going to do when he gets out. Call him what he is. Let me see. Terrence writes, if he didn't get railroaded, his case wouldn't have been dismissed. That's laughable to say that. I can't believe. Terrence, I hope you got a cape on this morning. Wherever you are, get you a cape and put Bill Cosby. Well, I think you should put PC, right, for Bill Cosby, but you can put Bill Cosby. I mean, I'm sure you probably will. Stop caping for a rapist. Stop applauding that a rapist got out. The system corrected itself. That's good for everybody else. That's good for the next person that may be innocent. Bill Cosby was not innocent. He was guilty. And he got on the technicality. That happens, especially when you're rich. Oh, man, rich people get out early with technicalities. Poor people, it takes the Innocence Project 30 years to find your case and get you out. You'd be locked up for all of your adult life, and then they find you like, oh, I was exonerated. Some class issues going on, too. Let me see. Jenny writes, I can't think of the white swimmer's name, but didn't he test positive for marijuana, which I am not promoting? They didn't do anything to him, if I remember correctly. Swimmer. I think you're right about that. It was a swimmer. It was Michael Phelps. Yeah, it was Michael Phelps. He was like the most decorated swimmer, Olympic swimmer of all time. And I hope that she doesn't face a 30-day suspension. I hope she gets like a 10-day suspension because the 100 meters final is scheduled for July 31st. It's the end of the month. And she's got to be in that final to go forward. Oh shit, sorry about that. You have to got a call on the line. She has to qualify on July 31st in order to be in the final for the gold medal in August 6th. So if she can't run on July 31st, she won't be there for August 6th. But let's go to the phones. Good morning, welcome to the show.
Good morning, Nathan Ivy.
Sorry, brother.
It's a great Friday.
Yes, sir.
You good, man? It's Kev on the sale. The brand new African-American Kev on the sale. Haven't had a chance to talk to you since the great day.
Welcome.
Now, to quote thank you, sir, thank you. To quote a certain brother, everybody can get it. Africans, Mexicans, Americans, and drop can. I'm finna give you the business. I've been waiting. I could not talk about being able to vote until I was able to vote. Black man, stop wasting your vote out there in California, walking around them trees with them trees, and you only calling in here confusing folks. Stop that, man. We need now we need to coalesce, bruh. We're gonna put this power together and go get some things. You hear what I'm saying? Yeah, I know. There's a bunch of people out there like, you late to the party, bruh. It don't matter. It don't. The party don't start till I drop in. You hear me? Nathan, my brother. So, first off, Kamala gets all the grace in the world. Why? Because there's never been a black, female, and also Asian vice president who happens to be a woman in the White House. Oh, my bad. There's never been a white VP who's a woman, a black VP who's a woman. Ain't never been a VP that was a woman. Ever. In the history of America. So, we're going to give her some grace. The other dude who been white all his life and had his privilege all his life, got gold toilets, that came in there and made a mess of things from day one to day, however, whatever the number is, 4 times 365. So we're going to give all kind of grace to Kamala. We're going to give grace to Joe Biden. Because you got to fix all the broken mess and issues, situations, and relationships that this fool. Man, boy, you talk about in your feelings, man. I got so much to vent on. Drop, I'm going to need you to stop calling in, bro, because every time you call, I'm coming for you. And when I come for you, bro, I'm coming with facts. I ain't coming with no BS, not emotion, not nothing but facts. Everything gonna be facts. So you should be prepared, bro, not only to trust but verify, but be verified before you speak. Because fools sit in the corner with their heads to the corner with the dust cap on. The rest of us will continue to have quality banter. Nate. Shikari. I'm with you, man. You don't mess up your shot. Being in the Olympics is a big deal. You don't mess this up, man. I don't care. And I know that she's going through some things. Like I said, her mother had passed and all that, or her biological mother had passed. A lot going on, but you don't take no shots. You don't allow nothing to mess up your shine or your shot right now. This is something that you worked for your entire life. And that's a good lesson for all of us. Like, this is something that you work for. Anything that you worked hard for, you deserve. And if you deserve it, you should cherish it. You should keep it. So I was in a field in Amelia, found out why. My mom was there. She was like, "It's hot out here. They got us stuck in a car." But it was all COVID related, it was for distancing and all that good stuff. And I saw 150 people from 45 different countries that want to come to this country and want to be a part of this country, right? And it was touching to me when I think about it that I got to fight for what you get free, and you don't want to use what you have, or you have found a way because it rains sometimes on election day, or you have to actually fill out that absentee ballot and mail that sucker back in, right? You want to do everything you can. You're working so hard not to do something, number one, that is your right that other people who live in this country don't have, and two, to find an excuse as to why it makes sense to absolutely nobody. Go out there and vote. Be part of the political process. Make a change. If your vote didn't matter, people would not spend money to suppress it. Congress would not be tied up. And I am tired of this whole thing about, well, they gonna change the law. If they change the laws for needing an ID, everybody that is listening here should pick 4 people, find 4 people. It should be like those Save the Hungry Children campaign that's on television. You hear me? Find just 50 cents a day will make sure that some elderly African American woman in whatever part can get her ID. And then go pick her up. Go pick that person up. Find 3 people. Go pick them up and take them down to the polls. When they tell you, I can't go today because I got the croup, give them a lozenge and put them in the car. When they tell you, I can't go today because I got to work, bring them an absentee ballot. When they say, I can't go today, or no, I'm better yet, I don't believe in that because your vote don't matter. Bring them the absentee ballot. Say, look, whether it matters or not, fill this out. Don't pick none of the dumb stuff that's on here. I'll tell you, since you don't care about your vote, let me tell you what you should do. I don't care how you do this, man, but we cannot allow fools to continue to run our business. I don't let fools in my business, man. I don't let fools in my business, mate. If you an idiot, man, and you prove to be an idiot to me, I'm going to tell you, you can't touch my money. I don't want to talk to you about my family. I don't want to talk to you about my friends. I don't want to talk to you about anything I got going on. We can't talk. You can listen, but you can't talk. Drop. Until you change the foolishness that you keep bringing to the table, you can't talk. And every time you do, drop. Can't get it. It is what it is. Kev on the sale.
Hey, Daryl writes, check this out. He writes, and speaking of you, he's giving a welcome perspective on what we've taken for granted. I agree with him. I think it's very refreshing, and welcome to Almost Out of Bondage.
Listen, here's the great part. Just in time for the quote unquote epic end of the struggle, right? This is I can't even remember the name of the movie right now. I'm so excited. The last Avengers. Right? This is it, man. They trying to take us off the planet, bruh. Thanos has got his finger on that thing, man, and they trying to take us off the planet, family. They can't do that to me and mine. I'm like you, man. I am. They talk about the mama bear. I'm the papa bear, bruh. You back me in the court and put my kid behind me, it's over for you. I don't care what I got to do to go through you, but we leaving. You can believe that. We leaving. We leaving with treads and tatters of whatever was left of you behind us, because we're coming through. And my daughter has to grow up in a country that is more accepting, that has more to give, and you ain't gonna blow away all your blessings because all y'all old dummies finna die. Yeah, I'ma say it. That's right. That's what it is. Old dummies finna die, and they say they Al Sharpton said. I'm sorry, this is the last I'll say, but Al Sharpton said what he say? He said they were talking about somebody that had gone on to glory, and one of the quotes that the person had said was, the end of the world is coming or whatever, according to the Bible. And Al Sharpton said, well, it is for him. Look, if you get ready to leave here, don't take us with you. Don't take us with you. I don't want to go. I'm here for my rights. I'm here for the rights of my family. I'm here for the rights of my friends. I'm here for the rights of the choppers, and I'm here to do damage to the wrongs of the fools out there that want to try to mess us up as a collaborative. No, sir, we're not having it. We apologize ahead of time. Fools get dropped. Drop. You hear me? Now, I ain't talking about physically. We ain't talking about hands, though I'm good with them. I got a black belt. But but we ain't talking about hands. We talking about that primordial ooze, that gray matter, that stuff inside that skull, man. I'm coming for you. Don't bring none of that noise or that dumbness. I got words for you because I can vote, and I'm gonna. Peace, bro.
Right.
Nathan on every station across the nation.
That's Kev on the cell. Dropping science. For anybody that wants to catch it. At least that's what Danita says. Danita is funny. Dropping science. No, I think, and I said this beforehand, I just find his viewpoint to be the way Daryl said it, to be refreshing. Because we do take things for granted in this country. Black folks, we take things for hella granted. And it is refreshing. He's a new African-American. What does that mean? He just got his U.S. citizenship, like for real. He was born in London. And just to hear him be excited for what we were just born into, I think is a very, very valuable perspective for this show. And I love his phone calls. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning, Nate. How you doing?
I'm doing great. This is Brother Terrence?
Yes, it is.
Hey, good morning to you.
Good morning. First and foremost, I want to congratulate Kevin on getting his citizenship and actually being able to actively take part and having his vote matter and count. Kevin for a little while. He's a brother of mine, Alpha Phi Alpha, and he's actually been working even before he had his right to vote here, and I applaud him on that because we can't get 7% of the people who live in this city, most of which, who are born here, who can't even take voting seriously. And even the excitement and jubilation that you hear in Kevin's voice, in my opinion, something that we all should be proud of, have the power to actually influence the things that's going on around you. So I want to congratulate him really, and people like that. He's a fun-loving guy. He's full of excitement and love and joy for this country, and he's doing more than what people, some people just sit around here and do nothing. So if you want to take an example of what somebody looked like when they gained their quote unquote freedom or new liberty here, look no further than Kevin, somebody who's been exemplifying that all over here. Now I normally don't call it on these circumstances, Nate, but I really got a bone to pick with you this week. I'll tell you, I was a union steward at the federal government level over at the VA, and we will file federal charges against, the agency or managers that worked for the facility. We were Title V, and, we'll file federal charges against, managers who did discriminatory practices, who had principles that did not align with what federal law prescribed for us. And I would be, a steward. I was one that, have a conversation, find out the facts of the case, and I would find my charge and then let the federal investigators come in and do their job. We had cases where we had individuals that show up work late all the time, poor performance at work. And guess what? My rights and responsibility as a union steward there, no matter right or wrong, everybody's entitled to a fair trial. You pissed me off by me. Like, you pissed me off saying I'm caping for Bill. One thing, I don't need a cape for anybody that's already been self-described as what he is. That's a waste of time. It's a waste of motion. It's a wasted argument. He stipulated in his court records what he did. I'm not defending Bill. No honorable man, I believe, could sit up there and defend Bill. I got an 8-year-old daughter, and I'll be damned if any man, any woman thinks that they're going to put an inappropriate hand, touch, or utterance towards my daughter. And I'll give my life for that, just as much as you said you will for yours.
I'm glad to hear you say that.
Absolutely. Now, there's one thing, though, that whether right or wrong, and again, this is kind of where the apolitical nature and emotionless response is, that sometimes we have to deal with complex situations. Clearly, what he did was wrong. However, we as a free people in society have to accept the good justice with the bad justice. We have to ensure that everybody is entitled to a fair process. If not, it makes us no better than anybody else that is trying to suppress or repress our individual rights and liberties. That is the only thing that myself and others have been trying to convey. And again, let me take that back. I'm not going to speak for anybody else. I'm not even going to do it. But as a principled man, as a matter of direct fundamental righteousness in terms of what we've been fighting for, we have to ensure that everybody's entitled to a fair and impartial trial. It's constitutionally protected. Again, it's a joke, when we swear to take an oath to support and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic, to bear true faith and allegiance to the same. We have to abide by that, with good, bad, or other, be there to fight, man. And that's all I got, man. I appreciate it. You have a good weekend.
All right, appreciate the call. Yeah, I don't hear any disagreements. I mean, I was glad to hear you say that, because I thought you was caping. And Bill Cosby got off on a technicality. He wasn't innocent. He was probably guilty. I feel like he was guilty 100% from the words that came out of his own mouth. You know what I'm saying? Looks like a rapist, act like a rapist, sound like a rapist. You're probably a rapist. He got out on a technicality. I'm not even sure. I think Donnie spoke about it way more eloquently than I did. And she said it was not about the Constitution. It was about the decision that he made. Nobody forced him to give testimony in the civil rights trial or in the civil trial. But he thought that was going to immunize him from the criminal trial. And if he didn't have anything incriminating to say and didn't do anything incriminating, he never would have been in that position. As I said before, Bill Cosby got what he deserved. He probably deserved more time, quite honestly. He got what he deserved. If he wasn't a lying, rapist, bastard, he never would have been in that legal conundrum in the first place. He put himself there. If he wasn't a rapist bastard that had a pattern of doing this over many years with multiple women, white and black, he never would have been in a position where he was in that situation. He did that. He put himself behind bars. Nobody else. He did it. And as Donnie said yesterday, he could have pled the fifth. He chose to speak about it. He didn't have to. He could say, you know what, I ain't going to say nothing here. And then whatever would have happened with the civil trial would have happened, and it never would have gotten to a criminal trial. He opened his mouth and did that. So this all came down to one prosecutor apparently had an agreement. A new prosecutor comes in and says, you know what, screw that. Bump your agreement. You's guilty. We're going after you. Let's not act like this is like some great constitutional question. That's not what it was. He got out on a technicality because he's a wealthy man. A poor man would still be sitting in jail because he couldn't afford those kind of lawyers and people out here running around making sure things are happening and looking over everything with a fine-tooth comb. So people run around here doing a victory lap like something good happened this week. I mean, in the sense that the system corrected itself, that is a good thing. But a rapist is now free in the public. And I don't believe he's blind. He's been playing you people for a long time, but I've been hip to the game. So that's what I was saying. I mean, I understand the intellectual legal arguments, but that's over there. We know. The reality is that he probably was guilty. And because of a technicality, he was released. That's no reason to celebrate. That's no reason to be celebrating anything. Another woman's gonna be abused because Bill Cosby's out, basically. Why are we celebrating that? There's nothing to celebrate. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to make no legal arguments for this devil, this deva. I ain't making no legal argument. I'll let y'all do all that. We know what it is. And it wasn't a unanimous decision, Terrence. So even among that appellate court, even within that body, there was varying opinions about it. But a majority agreed. So let's not act like it was open and shut, 100%. All the judges agree. That's not what happened. There was a debate about it. And those that believe that this technicality rose to the level of him being released were the majority, and that's what happens. And like you said, sometimes it's good and bad justice. Sometimes. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Peace, beloved. How you doing? It's your boy Vince Pass in the building. What up, Nate?
Hey, what up, man? What up, Vince?
No, not much, my brother. Hey, man, it's a running theme that's been going on. First of all, I'm going to say good morning to all the choppers. What's up, everybody? The second thing is a running theme that's been going on here on all your topics this morning, and it definitely falls on the line of accountability. You know what I mean? Dealing with the sprinter, the Shari situation with her with the weed. Then you got Bill Cosby getting out, with the law. It's about accountability. And I'm sitting here, I'm listening to everybody. I've been reading articles for the last 2 days. And I'm not celebrating Bill, never have when it came to this situation. Love all your philanthropic work, everything you did outside of all this, but you think you did something wrong, you covered it up. And you got out on a technicality, fine. We know that the law was broken, somebody did some judicial misconduct, and like Donnie said, and you reiterated over and over again, that he didn't have to say anything and let the chips fall as they may. But the reality is still, you've not said, listen, I apologize for this and I apologize for that. You haven't had ownership on any of this yet. You feel what I'm saying? So for me, for Bill to come back from that, you got to have some bigger kahunas now, brother. You say, listen, man, I shouldn't have did this, and this, because you can't be retried for this now. So, let's see where your heart really is. And as far as the sprinter, listen, she's 21. She's gonna make mistakes. We all made mistakes at 21. Hell, some people still making mistakes at 41 and 51. But again, will the IOC again, use her as a poster child of boom, that Black Lives Matter move is about to stop. It's going to be a whole lot of political stuff really behind removing her, whether they take her out of the hurdles or they allow her to stay. It's going to be some political backlash behind it, because anytime we do something that's great, there's always a way they're trying to figure out to take it down. So, it's just a wild move that's going on this week. So, Nate, I didn't really want too much, man. I just wanted to chime in on that, man. Like you said earlier, man, we are definitely in a generation in time when nobody wants to take accountability for anything. And even with the Kamala Harris thing, like you said, new captain of the ship, she's trying to steer it in a different direction. Some people want to still do it the old way. You're not under the old regime no more. Either you going to do what I say, or you're going to get off the ship, period. Only thing she did was just look around and say, let me see you on my boat. Like everyone should. We also always take account of that. We should always look in our own lives and see who's in our boat with us. Because some people don't want to be held accountable for the things that they do to us. So what makes you think that she's not going to hold no one accountable for the things that she's trying to get done as the VP? As the first woman VP, forget just being black, just being the first woman VP. So she got a lot of things to take care of. She got a lot of dominoes, pins to stand up and pins to knock down for her to get it accomplished. So who's to say that that is going to happen in this term? Who's to say that she won't be reelected? Who's to say that she won't be the president next term? You know what I mean? She has a lot of obstacles to fight. Period. You know what I'm saying? And so I just get upset about when people don't. They want immediate change right away, like in this microwavable style society. It didn't take one day to mess it up. Like, they have to fix something that took place over the last 8 years that Donald Trump has done. He literally, you know what I mean? So, we have to definitely show the sister some grace, but of course, I hope that she's going to steer the shit right over there in the VP office. I know she is. So, I have faith in that. But anyway, man, that's my mind rhyme today, man. You have a great day. Everyone have a great weekend. You know what I mean? And, love what you're doing, Big Nate. Keep doing your thing, baby.
All right, most def. Yeah, that's Vince right there. And we definitely going to catch up, man, for sure. What's this? Oh, yeah, I got to pick that up today. Most def. I appreciate it. I agree with everything you do. He do, it's personal responsibility. I give Sha'Carri, if you haven't heard, Sha'Carri Richardson tested positive for marijuana. Looks like she might miss the 100-meter dash. At the very least, the minimum is a 30-day suspension if it's found that the drug use is non sports enhancement related. So she tweeted, and I'll put this out here. She tweeted, "I am human," which to me is an admission that she might have did something wrong. And also she wants to understand what people to understand that, human frailty, which I understand completely. I get it 100%. But, my point was, when you get that close to the finish line, you don't shoot yourself in the foot. I give her nothing but latitude because she's 21. She's 21. So at 21, you're going to make mistakes. Her brain isn't fully developed. And we all make mistakes. I mean, you into your 40s, you make mistakes. We all do things and look back like, why the hell did I do that? It was the dumbest ish ever. Now, the hope is that as you get older, there's less and less of that and you're not making the same mistake, but it all happens. And, I thought that she was a shoe-in for the gold medal. I thought she was a shoe-in. Like, who's going to beat her? She blazed the U.S. field, killed them. So we shall see. Let me see. Tracy writes, "I'm not going to sit here and argue with y'all about a rapist and a man who shitted on the black community for years. F Bill, yeah, the system worked, but his legacy is trash. No argument there, right? Right. Yeah, it's really no debate about it. Bill Cosby turned his back on the black community and became one of those black celebrities that would look down from his ivory tower and give white people the arguments that they could use against us. Well, Bill said it. Rush Limbaugh and all that conservative cats, they loved it when Bill Cosby was out there. He was a poster child because he was criticizing the behaviors and the attitudes, the culture of black people. Right? Remember this? He was going hard now. He was all about responsibility then. He wasn't talking nothing about how the criminal justice system can railroad black men until he felt like he got railroaded. All of a sudden, he pulled an OJ. All of a sudden, it's an OJ. You know how to use that? You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, it's an OJ. And to me, it wasn't authentic. And then when he got in trouble, we have to look at it for what it is. And like I said, the community is less safe because Bill Cosby's out. A rapist is out in public, y'all. How is that something to celebrate? I ain't making no legal arguments for no rapist. I'll say it again. He got what he deserved. His actions put him in that circumstance where the prosecutors even had to make any kind of deal. He put himself there, right? And now, because of the actions of the prosecution, he's going to be released. All the way around, it's Daquan. He getting what he deserved. But let's go back to the phones. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning, Nate. How are you this morning?
I'm doing great, Danita. How are you?
Okay, so I want to preface my comment with I'm not comparing crimes, but I want to compare our reaction to the integrity of the judicial system. Because I remember the Corona Party dude who put himself in a position to be arrested when he was downtown jumping on cars and videotaping himself on live when he wasn't supposed to be out doing that. I remember you up in arms about the overreach of the judicial system.
Huh?
I remember when he got out. Oh, yeah. You don't remember you was pissed off to him with the county lock dude up?
Well, of course I remember it, but I don't understand what so you're comparing Bill Cosby drugging and raping people, which is what his actions were, to a dude that had a block party?
No.
Yes, you are.
Do you remember what I just said? No.
No, you are comparing.
I'm not. No, I'm not.
You are. You just brought it up as a comparison.
Okay. Well, you can believe that, but let me go on and finish my point. You can believe I'm comparing crimes, but I think everyone else will. That's fine. You believe that, Nate. But let me finish my statement.
That's what you're doing.
Oh, I don't get to finish my statement?
Absolutely. But if you ask me a question in comparison, that's a comparison. But go right ahead.
No. My question to you was, listen to my question to you, Nate.
Okay.
My question to you was, were you pissed about the judicial overreach that happened in that case?
That wasn't judicial overreach. It was much deeper than that. That was
What
police
was it?
abuse of authority and prosecutorial overreach. The man never should have been
Okay.
arrested and he never should have been charged. So now you're
Okay.
comparing the
So
two. We can't have this
no.
conversation unless we're gonna call it a comparison,
Okay.
Danita.
Then
You
okay.
can't you
Then
can't make
I
up
think the
things
reason why
as
we
you
can't
want
have
them
a
to be.
conversation is because you know I'm right. But it's your show, so I will
It's
go
not
with that.
about
If you're
being
not
my
gonna let me
show. It's
finish, if
it's
you're not
about
gonna let me finish
logic.
showing your hypocrisy, I have no problem with that, Nate. You're a hypocrite and you know it. You pick and choose when
I'm
it's
not a
cool
hypocrite.
to be outraged and when
I'm
it's
not a
not. I'm
hypocrite.
good, Nate.
I'm
Have a great
just
weekend. Still love you, but you're a hypocrite.
okay. Think what you want to think. How you gonna call it and say this ain't a comparison, and then you gonna compare two scenarios? You don't get to do that. You don't get to do that. Hey, this ain't a comparison, but do you remember this and remember that? That is a comparison. Now, since it's a comparison, I reiterate my question. How you gonna compare a man that has a pattern of drugging and raping women to a dude who had a block party in Over the Rhine? There's no comparison. You can't compare those two. Please stop it. Like I say it again. It's a title of today's show. It's the title of today's show. Some black people have lost their damn minds. Did you hear what she just said? This ain't a comparison. But you remember this and then remember that. That is a comparison. We cannot proceed with the conversation unless we can agree on that. You can't even ask me the question unless we can agree that you're asking me to compare these two scenarios. That's exactly what you're doing. Those two actions are nowhere near the same. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, there was a black dude that had a coronavirus party down in Over the Rhine. That's a neighborhood here in Cincinnati, Ohio, right? And this was like at the beginning of coronavirus, right? And he got arrested and spent 11 days in jail, got charged with a felony. It was the most ridiculous thing. And I came to the airwaves and I told you, the only reason why he getting treated like this is, number one, he's black. And he said, F the governor. And all these local Republicans, Mike DeWine and Joe Diaz, is all cool. They all one big happy family, right? And they took great offense to that. We even followed the story because local news was inside the courtroom. He had a judge. And we followed what happened inside the courtroom. The white male assistant prosecutor actually brought that up as a part of his argument, that this man said, F the governor. And I said to myself, whatever happened to freedom of speech? If you want to say F the coronavirus, you should be able to. If you want to say F the governor, you should be able to. But what happened was they didn't like that this black man was being defiant. That's what it was. And guess what happened? On the federal charge, the grand jury failed to indict. And everybody knows, and this is the common parlance and wisdom when it comes to these juries, is that a prosecutor can get a conviction or an indictment on a ham sandwich. We hear it all the time. That's his universe. And they couldn't even get an indictment on this brother because there was nothing there. The only reason why they arrested him is because he was black, number one. And statistically speaking, there were some folks locally that ran the numbers. And what they found is that in the early months, when they was enforcing, to stay at home and all these COVID restrictions, it was overwhelmingly black people that was being arrested. So the numbers back me up. And then a local judge threw out the misdemeanor and said it was a waste of time. And you're going to compare that to Bill Cosby raping people? Please stop, Danita. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. I keep telling you, it happens a lot. This happens with black men like myself that have strong opinions. At some point, there's people in the audience that want to try to prove you wrong. They want to try to nitpick everything you say, and they want to try to talk about what you compared about. This is par for the course for me for the style that I have. You know what I'm saying? I can't be anything other than what I am. I grew up, I got a certain verbal swagger, a certain intellectual swagger. I grew up during the hip hop generation. It's in me. Okay. This is my hip hop. So if you want me to be all like hold my head down and unsure of myself and less confident, it ain't gonna fucking happen. This is all I got for you. But I know, I've dealt with this for many years. At some point with certain personalities, it starts to rub them away a certain way. And now I'm going to dedicate myself to trying to prove Nate wrong. Go have at it. You go right ahead. I'm sure you're going to find plenty of that. But it's not going to change my delivery one bit. And Danita, you tripping this morning. That was ridiculous what you just said. Then you got all in your feelings because you want me to believe that water's not wet. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I only know one way to do it. You're making a comparison between two completely different scenarios that don't have nothing in common in any way to one another. Now, how you gonna ask me a serious question and ask a man like me to seriously answer this question after that? I can't do it. It's just not in me. I can't be that for you. You know what I'm saying? I just can't do that. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. It ain't gonna never happen. That didn't make any sense. I only know one way to do it. If they run some people the wrong way, then so be it. I don't know what to tell you. We need more arrogant black men, confident black people, and then you got one with you every single morning. And I only know one way to do it. So if you want my delivery to be less authoritative, it ain't gonna happen. If you want me to be less than who I am, I just can't do that for you. It is what it is. You like it or don't. That's what it is. Hit that like and share button. It is what it is. It was a terrible example. It made no sense whatsoever. And then you're going to try to ask me what's the difference? The difference is the examples. Let's start right there. It has nothing to do with one another. The reality is sometimes it is what it is. You know, the facts are what they are. Like I said, Bill Cosby put himself in that position. Simple as that. And what I mean by that is he was raping women. Simple as that. What the hell does that have to do with the over prosecution of this brother that had a coronavirus party? And wait for it, because here's what I'm waiting for. It's going to cost Hamilton County. Yeah, lawsuits. It's going to cost us. And I remember when I first brought it up, you had people out there caping for law enforcement. He's supposed to know better than that. Meanwhile, white folks was taking AR-15s to the state house with no mask on. Nobody says nothing to that. They was having a whole month-long parties at the state house with no mask on. Nobody gets arrested. But the black dude sees that plantation mentality. You's gonna get us all in trouble. Oh, Lordy, Lordy. Don't you step your foot off that porch. Oh, you put your foot on the grass. You know, come on, stop all of that. Stop all of that. Let me see. Oh my God. Danita writes, and she gonna give me the business because I know how she is. I get it, sis. She writes, Nate, you have shown your inability to actually listen. You were listening to respond, not actively listening. That is okay. No, I was actively listening. But you're asking me to accept that water is not wet. You can't call in and say, this ain't a comparison, and then compare two things, and then you're going to ask me a question? It would have been different if you was just making a statement, but you're going to ask me a question. And I'm not supposed to point this out? I can't get that to you, sis. It's not in my DNA. I can't get that to anybody. If it don't make sense, it don't make sense. If you're setting up your argument in a way that just don't have any logic in it to whatsoever, you can't ask me a question and then overlook the way you set up the question. I just can't do that. I'm tragically flawed. I told you that. I ain't trying to be perfect. I ain't perfect. Okay, but I'm a work in progress. I'm working on myself. So give me just a little bit of latitude here. So I know she's gonna be mad at me for days and days. Again, this has happened so many times. I get it. It happens with certain personalities and certain people. It's like, Nate think he always right. I'm gonna prove him wrong. I'm gonna prove him wrong. That's a part of any show. Okay, I get it. I know some of y'all is like, who he think he is? I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm me. That's good enough. So I get it. I get it. That's part of what makes this fun. Every talk show it's gonna happen with anytime you got a strong personality and you stand by it, that's gonna happen. I get it 100%. But I just been doing this long enough to understand how this all goes. Trust me. So I ain't got no hard feelings, but I got to do me. Okay, I got to do me. Now Danita's gonna try to use my own words against me. Nate, you open your mouth before you open your ears. I still love you, but it is what it is. Well, you opened your mouth before you opened your mind, though, Danita, which is the number one maxim for phone callers. You did not think that all the way through. Had you thought that through and thought, Nate ain't going for this, you would have stopped yourself, but you didn't think it all the way through, sis. And I still love you too. 100%. But come on now. You know who you're talking to. Get what you get. You know what this is. Nothing changes. It's got to make sense. If you asking me a question, if you just making a statement, it happens all the time. I just let it go. That's your statement. But you asking me a question? We got to make sure we set this up correctly then, so I can give you an answer that makes any sense, that's worthy of a response. And that just was not, sis. It was not. Tracy is cracking up. Nat writes, keep giving those strong opinions. What I've noticed is that everybody say they want to hear from black men until a black man step up and say something you don't like. Then they want you to sit your ass down and shut the hell up. What you been doing? Who you are? Who you think you is? That's how they do black men. We need to hear from more black men. Black men, where are you? Black man stands up and says something you don't like. Oh, sit your ass down. Who are you? What have you been doing? Right? It's the first thing you're going to hear. So I've been doing this for a long time. I've gone through ups and downs and peaks and valleys. I've done all of this thousands of times over again. So I'm nothing shocked. Rarely does anything shock me in this business these days. So let me go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, comrade.
Good morning, comrade.
Happy Friday.
Thank you. Same to you.
Thank you. Hey, I wanted to kind of change gears a little bit because I've spoke my piece on Bill Cosby. I'm cool. Look, that man at home with his wife, living his best life.
Yeah, community less safe. Yeah, living his best life.
Yeah, the community's just fine. Matter of fact, the community he's from, he built that community. Okay, so they're gonna be all right.
Yeah. Some poor woman's gonna get raped. She's gonna get drugged and raped by Bill Cosby, unfortunately.
Bill Cosby, 83 years old, man. He ain't look. He's living his best life at the crib. He ain't going out in the streets no more.
He don't got to. He don't got to go to the street. They'll come to his house like they did before. A leopard never changes their spots, no matter how old they get.
Then they're willing participants. You go to Bill Cosby crib, you know what he's doing at the crib.
Oh, you deserve to be raped.
Don't come. No, well, just don't. Hey, look. If you know how Bill Cosby get down, and you're a young woman looking for some, a boost in the business, you know, if you go to Bill Cosby house, you know what to expect.
You deserve to get raped. That's what you're saying.
You go to somebody's house and you know how they get down. You know, hey, how they get down.
Right. You deserve to be raped. That's what you're saying.
Hey, you go to somebody's house, whatever happened in there. You at their crib, and you know how they get down.
Right. You deserve to be raped. Is what you're saying. I get it.
What I'm saying is that you know what you're getting yourself into.
Right. So you deserve to be raped. So when a woman goes to a man's house like Bill Cosby's house, she loses the ability to say no once she walks into his home. I get it.
Okay.
I disagree with you completely, but I understand that kind of mentality. It's very dangerous and troubling.
Okay, sure. Look, I'll give you a dangerous and troubling mindset in terms of public safety is your mindset with Bessie Sunderman and her organizing that meeting yesterday. Now, look. I'm not sure if you knew who was there. I saw the people who were there. Okay. I saw African-American West Siders who are leaders in the community sitting next to Bessie Sunderman talking about the murders in the community. Do you know the East Westwood president is a black man? Did you see that?
I did see that.
Okay. All right. And you also saw a couple of African-American people who are running for Cincinnati City Council who they're not Democrats or Republicans. They're more or less independent people who are just concerned about Westwood.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. What's that have to do with what I said about Bessie Sunderman? I don't think she's authentic. I think the only reason why she's doing this is to try to curry favor and try to get some votes. I don't think she really gives a damn about West Side or black people in Cincinnati. That's me personally. And you might feel something different. That's just my personal view on it. It's all politics.
Well, here's my you're entitled to that. So what I'm saying is I can say the same thing about Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney because she's appointed. She's appointed city council.
No, you couldn't.
And I could.
No, you couldn't.
Absolutely,
but
I
it wouldn't
could.
make any sense.
Why
like
not?
Jan Michelle, let me tell you why. Because Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney has been of and invested in the Black community way before she got appointed council. Bessie Sunderman is not.
What do you mean by that?
You're right. What you mean what I mean by that? I just told you. She is and has been invested in the Black community. You know she is the publisher of the Herald. She's of and has been invested in the Black community way before she became on council. Bessie Sunderman has not. What do you mean what I mean?
That's look, bro. That is a false equivalency.
It's not a false equivalency. It's 100% spot on.
No, it's not, bro. Look, if you read the Herald, do you read the Herald?
Yeah, we get a subscription here. I support Black media.
I read the Herald as well. I pick it up every chance I get an opportunity.
Subscribe to the Herald with intentionality.
That's cool.
Okay.
But I buy it. Okay. But the reality is this: that the Ivy, all right, just because you publish news from the Herald, don't mean that you're invested in the Black community.
I don't think you want to make that argument. It sounds ridiculous. Do you have a better one?
No,
that's a ridiculous argument.
It's not about something
ridiculous. It's a ridiculous argument. Do you have a better one? Because that ain't gonna work.
Oh, it's gonna work, bro.
No,
I'm gonna make it work
not.
Because the reality is, I don't see Jan Michelle Kearney out here in the Black community talking about murder. I don't see that. If she's doing that, let me know where she's doing it at, because she's not doing that. At least Bessie Sunderman is talking about a legit issue. Look, my argument is,
are you that gullible?
I don't see Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney out here fighting against Black murder. I see Bessie Sunderman out here fighting for Black murder to be solved.
Do you know what the word gullible means? Because you sound real gullible right now, and I don't like it.
Define it for the audience.
I don't like it.
Define it for the audience.
I don't like the fact you sound like you'll fall for anything. So since Bessie Sunderman during an election year, for the first time ever that I can remember or know of, I'm sure she's done some other stuff, is having an anti-violence meeting in the West Side. All of a sudden, she caping for Black people and she care. I don't believe it. The other reason why I don't believe it is because she wrote an editorial op-ed piece in which, instead of talking about crime in the Black community and come up with some issues, she was caping for local law enforcement. I don't believe it. I think she phony baloney, and I'm mad at you for being a gullible Black man. I don't like it. I wish you would stop.
Okay, well, I think Jan Michelle's a phony baloney Black woman.
You think what you want to think about?
She ain't said nothing about Black murder. She ain't said nothing about Black murder.
Okay.
She ain't said nothing.
I've already answered your question. You asked me why I felt that she cared more about our community. Right. I told you why.
I get it, because she runs a damn paper.
As I said, she is of and has been invested in the Black community before she got on council. Nothing you're gonna say is going to change that. It's the facts, bro.
To your opinion. You're entitled to your opinion. You're not entitled to your own facts. I don't see Jan Michelle out here talking about Black murder. She's not talking about Black murder, bro. When did she talk about Black murder?
I didn't say anything about that. That's your narrative as you're trying to cape for Bessie Sunderman. You asked me a question, I answered it.
I'm trying to figure out when Jan Michelle said anything about Black murder.
Irrelevant to the point. You started talking about Bessie Sunderman and how you were so happy that she had a meeting on the West Side talking about violence.
I didn't say I was happy about it. What I said was she's doing something that Jan Michelle ain't doing. Mm-hmm. Okay, they both got appointed. Neither one of them's elected. So let's start there. There's two women. One's a Black woman who you claim to be invested in the Black community, but she says nothing about Black murder.
She is invested in she's been invested in the Black community since before she was appointed for city council. That's not a claim. That's a fact.
Bro,
period.
Because she runs fake news. She's invested.
So now the Herald is fake news. But
fake news, bro.
The Herald is fake news. Jan Michelle don't care about Black violence, but Bessie Sunderman does. I hate gullible Black men. Your gullibility on this issue is it's a turnoff, bro. I wish you would stop. You want to talk about Sha'Carri Richardson?
Because she made her own bed. She got to sleep in her own bed. I don't feel bad for her. You're going to be an Olympian. You got to do everything it takes, including not smoke until you're done and not get caught, and then you can smoke all you want once you get them gold medal. All right. So I really ain't got no flow on her. She made her own bed. She's gonna sleep in it. You know, it is what it is. I'm really more interested in these local issues,
Right.
like the silence of Jan Michelle in
Oh
the
my
black
God.
community on black murder. She don't talk about it, but you're mad that I bring it up, and you're going to say you don't believe Bessie Sunderman. Well, look, at
I
least
don't think she's
Bessie Sunderman is
authentic.
speaking
I
to the
think
issue.
she's phony baloney. I think the only
Neither
reason
is
why she's
Jan.
having this
No,
meeting and
it's
acting
Jan.
like she care about violence on the West Side is because she wants to be reelected to city council. That's it.
So why is Jan Michelle not acting like she care about black violence? She ain't said nothing, bro, since she been down there. Since she been down there. She got a point about PC last year when somebody got roped up. She been there longer than Bessie Sunderman. Okay, as far as I can tell. Or about the same time. They both in the same spot. Neither one got elected. At least one is talking about black murder.
Yeah.
The other one's acting like because she's black, she ain't got to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's sick.
No,
That's
you're gullible.
sick. And
You're very gullible. I don't like that. It's one of the worst traits of a modern black man. Modern black men should not be gullible. I hate that.
You're right. Black men shouldn't be gullible. You should be able to make the black woman talk about black murder, but because she thinks she got people like you in the bag, she ain't got to talk about it.
People like me in the bag.
That's the gullibility in it. That's the gullibility of it. Because people like you are out here saying, "Oh, she's good with the black community." She ain't talking about no black issues.
Sir, you never heard me say that. You asked me what has she done and why I feel differently about Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney, and I told you why, and I spoke nothing but facts.
You're allowed your opinion, like I said
it's
before.
It's not an opinion, sir. It's a fact.
Look, not a fact.
It is a fact. She's of our community.
News. No, she's not.
Isn't she of our community?
No.
Oh my God.
No,
and she's been invested in our community way before she was appointed to city council.
Yeah, that's absolutely phony baloney.
It's absolutely facts, bro.
But
and nothing you can do is going to change that.
Bro. No, it's not about me changing anything. It's about speaking facts. She ain't down there talking about black murder. Bessie Sunderman got to talk about it. Because Jan Michelle don't want to.
You said Smitherman's down there talking about it?
Oh, Smitherman's definitely. I said Sunderman, but Smitherman's down there talking about it too. Absolutely.
Oh, I thought that's what you said. My bad. I know you love to bring up Smitherman. Cool. Caping for
you brought him up today.
Nothing wrong with that, man.
You brought him up. He's the chair of law and public safety. He's done his job, okay? And he's going to get a promotion here fairly soon.
I think there's a debate about
Jan
that.
Michelle,
I think we should have more of a conversation about how well of a job he's done as a law and public safety chair. I think that's open for the public to determine that.
You can't change the facts either. Like you try to tell me about Jan Michelle, you can't change the facts about Smitherman. He got the job done, and he's been law and public safety chair for a minute.
I think
now,
the jury's still out on that.
Job.
I think that we as a public have yet to have do a deep analysis and have a public discussion about that. But I know that's your man's and them, and you're gonna cape for him. So okay.
That's my man, 100 grand. But see, Jan Michelle's your woman because that's PG's woman. So you gonna cape for them 100 grand. You gonna try to tell black folks that Jan Michelle's invested in the black community? That's phony baloney, bro.
Yeah, she's been invested in the black community, bro. Yeah, she has. I know it's hard for you to understand that, or you don't want to acknowledge it, but she has been.
No,
she's of our community, and she's been invested in our community way before she was appointed to city council.
So she ain't got to talk about black murder. So
that's not even a conversation.
She can ignore black murder.
Now you're bringing up other stuff.
No, it's not.
I answered your question. You asked me why I felt that Jan Michelle was more authentic to our community. I told you why. All the other stuff is new. You trying to add on to it to make a point.
No, I'm not, sir. No, I'm not, sir. I started with this question. No, I started with the question. Bessie Sunderman is talking about black murder, and you said that she was inauthentic, but yet Jan Michelle doesn't say nothing about it, but she's authentic. How does that work?
I don't even know why. I don't even know why you brought up Jan Michelle Kearney, actually, because we was talking about Bessie Sunderman. But
because there are similarities. I'm bringing it up as a similarities. Okay. They both got appointed. They're both women. One is talking about black murder, the white lady,
and one is more authentic than the other one. One was born into, married into, and by business invested into our community, and the other one has not. And I think that Bessie Sunderman is phony baloney. I don't think she gives a damn about the West Side. She only doing this for press so she can get reelected. That's my personal opinion.
Hold on. She live on the West Side, bro. Why would she care about where she live at? Mm-hmm. You see, this is what you do. People, because they disagree with you, they don't care about the community. That's dangerous right there, bro. Okay. Because Jan Michelle ain't talking about black murder, but you give her a pass in the black community, and she ain't got to talk about an issue that's destroying our community. But the white lady who's talking about it, she's inauthentic. This is the hypocrisy we have to deal with in the black community, bro. And it's sad.
It's not. It's not the hypocrisy.
But you have a good weekend, though, comrade. It's been fun.
It's actually irrelevant. Anything else, sir? Oh, he hung up the phone. Yeah, I mean, damn, what's going on? It's a Friday, man. What is up with the calls today? I'll say it again. Some black people have lost their damn minds. And call after call after call, y'all proving it. What is he talking about? Jan Michelle ain't from our community. She ain't married into our community. She ain't invested in the black community now. Please stop it. What is the world is coming to? I mean, there must be like a celestial event tonight or something. Like, is Saturn going to eclipse Mars or something tonight? Something's going on. There's a weird energy going on today because these calls are proving my point. Y'all are proving the title of today's show. What is he talking about? You don't make no sense, bro. Jordan writes, and born into, Jan's father was known for his community work too. She writes, I've seen the Kearneys at work in the community since I was a little girl. Me too. What is he talking about? Again, my opinion is that Betsy Sunderman is phony baloney. That's my opinion. I keep saying that's my opinion. I don't believe she's authentic whatsoever. I don't believe it. Some other people might believe that. Okay, we have a difference of opinion. But if you're going to ask me what's the difference between the two of them on these issues, like I said, one of them is of our community, has been invested in our community way before they own council. Betsy Sunderman is on some new ish. She just want to be reelected, so she'll. And again, you know, being anti-crime right now serves all parties. Like everybody across the board is for that, right? So it's a good look for her. But I think that's all it really is. It's just a look for Betsy Sunderman. I don't think she's authentic at all. I don't think she's authentic at all. Not one bit. But I think she'll do damn near anything to get on city council. And did she ever apologize to Wendell Young? Because she was caping, she was like, yeah, you know, the day after the primary, she's talking about, yeah, I'm going to move a motion to get Wendell Young done. And then the city had to push back and say, hey, it takes at least 2 weeks for it to become actually go in effect. Bam, to the day, she's right there. And then the Ohio Supreme Court said, nothing really here. She's phony, baloney, inauthentic. She wants to be reelected, and that's it. And she'll probably say or do anything to get reelected. That's it. Phony baloney. I don't believe it one bit. But I mean, somebody might. That's just me. But I'm not gonna ish on anybody if they don't deserve it. I don't just ish on white folks just because of that. I mean, like I said before, there's some white folks that'll go to bat for you in this city. Way more than black folks was. Those are our allies. We need to recognize them and work with them as much as possible. And it's the truth. There's some black folks that'll turn your back on you in a second. There's some white folks that'll open the door for you. It's just people. It depends on the people. It really does. But how you gonna call in an ish on Jan Michelle and then try to big up Betsy Sunderman? What in the hell? And then you be the same dude talking about Gwen McFarland needs to step down because of what she said about Wendell Young. You all over the map, bro. There's no consistency. There's no consistency to your viewpoints. It just don't make sense. And I cannot not bring this up. Okay, to fuck with me. He writes, Jan is PG's Trojan horse. She voted to suspend Wendell Young. She doesn't care about black men she's not related to. She voted to did you hear what she said about Wendell Young? You know, she didn't vote because she don't like Wendell Young, or she thought she was more a political strategic move. Now, I had my issues with the Democrats that voted for the suspension of Wendell Young as well, because they didn't have to do that. Look at what happened to the Supreme Court. But if in any way you're trying to imply that she don't care about black people, she's married to a black man. Come on, stop it. She runs black newspapers, not just here, but I think down in Kentucky as well. She's invested in our community. I don't even know Jan Michelle Kearney like that. But I know that about her. I'm not going to, I can't say anything that I don't know. I got to keep it 100 about people, and you know I will. You know I will. Jan is PG's Trojan horse. Now, she's not a Trojan horse. PG Sinfield had a decision to make. He had a decision to make after the suspension of Tamaya Denard. He was given that because Tamaya Denard chose him in any kind of circumstances to appoint her successor. Okay, it was his decision. Everybody, including me, said that he should replace her with a black female. And that's what he did. And I think he chose well, quite honestly. Could have chose a whole lot worse. I think he made a good choice with Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney. I think she'll do great things. Is she perfect? No. But do I think that she'll do great things for us in particular and the community at large? I do believe that. I do believe that. Is PG Sittenfield pulling the strings of her? I would highly doubt that. I don't think that's how it works. But is she going to be favorable to PG Sittenfield? Of course she fucking is. He put her on council. Of course he is. I'm sure if he called her, she'll answer his phone call every single time. She's on council because he chose her. That's just human interaction. But to call her a Trojan horse, I think that's to try to add more to it than what's really there. And to say she doesn't care about black men she's not related to, I think betrays what we see in front of us. I don't believe that at all. I don't believe that at all. Meanwhile, when the Republicans had 3 opportunities to replace members of city council, they never chose a black person. There are no qualified black people in the eyes of the local Republican Party to put on city council. They had 3 shots at it. And every single time they chose somebody white. 2 white females and a white male. Now, if they're qualified and that's what they deserved it, great. But I'm just saying, you got 3 shots at it, Hamilton County Republican Party, and you 0 for 3. There's no qualified black people that y'all could have elevated? Obviously not. And you want a cape for that? Okay, B. Okay, we can do that too. Sister Iris writes, Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney has been at more community meetings, walks, talks, and even contributed to causes for and in the black community. That's my understanding as well. I'm not saying I know everything the woman has done. I don't follow her like that. I'm not all close to her like that, but I'm not going to ish on her. To me, she seems as if she it is what you get what you get, you know. Matter of fact, I just ran into her at the mobile Black Wall Street. I didn't see Jan Michelle Lemon. I didn't see Bessie Sunderman over there. Not saying she didn't show up, but I saw Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney there. And you know, like with fatherhood, showing up is half the issue. That's 99% of it. Showing up. She's been showing up, but I get it, man. You know, you say anything, basically. Let me see. Danita writes, the next verses should be Boys to Men versus Jodeci. That would be good. Yeah, the wifey's more into verses I am. And so she was playing it last night and having a good time with it. Bobby Brown, Keith Sweat, you can't go wrong with that. It was a hell of a good time, most definitely. I was in the room working and was able to clue into it. It was a hell of that's of my generation, right? I would like to see Boys and Men. I can see Boys and Men versus Jodeci. You know, you got the good boys and the bad boys. Anybody see This Is Pop? I know Tracy checked it out. If you watch This Is Pop, watch the first episode. They talk about Boys and Men. The second episode is dope too. They talk with T-Pain about the evolution of auto tunes, how it impacted the music industry. Very interesting for people that's in the culture, stuff like that. But I didn't know that Boys and Men was as successful as they were. Jodeci was out before them at the time, but Jodeci had a whole different vibe. Jodeci's more of a black thing. Boys to Men had crossover to appeal. And I don't know what Jodeci's doing right now, but Boys to Men was in Vegas for a while. I think they had a set in Vegas making that Vegas money. So props. Only 3 members now. The dark-skinned brother with the deep voice and the cane, he dropped off. I think he's doing like some accounting work or whatever, following his passion. But yeah, I could get into that. I could get into that for sure. Brent writes, did Ralph Tresvant sing any of Bobby's songs for him like he claimed he did on the Don't Be Cruel album? Really? I didn't know that. Jesse writes, LOL, Keith was wasted. Bobby was out of breath just getting out of his chair. I did notice that Bobby was out of breath. I didn't notice that Keith was wasted, though. I think that's a great thing that Timbaland and Swiss Beats created, man. I thought it was really dope. Bo Radin writes, oh, Lord, I'm done. You must have heard some of that craziness that Black Russia was talking. Dale writes, no, Jodeci. I keep thinking of the meme, which is funny as hell. Nat writes, consistent arguments don't matter when it comes to money, power, respect. Ask Trump. Right, apparently so. That's true this morning in the chop shop as well. So We're almost at the top of the hour, family. I really appreciate you for checking out the show and find us on YouTube. Please like and particularly share it. I really appreciate you. Shout out to all of the callers this morning. You have made it very interesting. It has been a very interesting Friday. I will give you props for that. A couple things. Felicia Rashad is an arsehole. So is Monique. And the community is less safe now that Bill Cosby is free. My fear is that another young woman is going to get drugged and taken advantage of. He should just do that with his wife. You want to drug women and take advantage of them? Do that with your wifey. All right? Listen, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Have an excellent Friday. I'll catch up with you real soon. And remember our motto. Let's say it together. Winners focus on winning. And losers focus on winners. So stay focused and stay winning. And we'll talk real soon. Until next time, I'm Nate Ivy, and I'm out.
Yeah. Talking to my mirror like I love you so much. Curving on my critics like I heard you, so what? You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. Tally all the I ever gave on my head. Lately I've been living like I can't take a loss. They ain't wanna help me, that's what made me a boss. You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. We don't give a that's what they don't understand. I'm back again like flu season. I broke records while loose leafing. I'm coming down my roof, leaving. Don't give a I don't care. Hit the for my lonesome. No wonder now I'm on one. No shortcuts on that long run. All I really want is my share. Get on my God, on my totem is nothing. In the discussion, for them feelings I throw on my